All right, everybody, welcome back to Monday's episode of Top Tier Podcast. Today is August 22nd, 2022. We're back. We're bringing the heat, baby. We got a lot of great topics this week, especially Wednesday's episode. Like, look forward to that. Pale Poppy, we got the chosen one here. We're ready to get it.
Episode 6, yay! Wait, I have an applause. I don't have to do it. Yay! Episode 6. If you believe in numerology, 6 is a very, very popular number in numerology. I don't know what it means, but I know it has something to do with the devil and the Illuminati.
I thought in Japanese culture, I'm pretty sure number 4 is death. Like, you watch Hunter, remember Hisoka's number was 44?
Oh my God.
That was symbolic. It's like basically like 666. You know what I mean? Like,
For the Japanese?
for them. For the Japanese, yeah.
Are they Christian in Japanese? Jesus. Are they Christian in Japan?
I really don't know.
I wonder what their religion is. Anyway, let's
Probably
get to it. Sorry. What were you saying?
Not really sure. I'm sure there's probably like Christian churches there. It's probably like maybe some Buddhists. Like, I think, is it like Shinto? Isn't it like a Buddhism offshoot? I'm not sure.
Shinto, knees, head, shoulders, knees and toes. I don't have the melody proper. Remember that song? What was that song? I don't fucking remember. Head, shoulders. No, I'm thinking of that something in the iris hand. His name is my name too. What was the Head and Shoulders song? How did that melody go?
I have no idea.
You don't remember that song? The head, shoulders.
Heads, toes, and knees. Shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes.
I guess it's the same melody. I just couldn't remember the fucking words. Anyway, before we embark on this journey that we are about to take, we're going to give ourselves some time. We're going to give you guys some time. And we're going to get this She-Hulk Episode 1 premiere review out the way. Because that, for me, I don't know about you, Elliot, but that for me was the most important thing of my week, besides what we're going to talk about at the end of this pod. She-Hulk, Episode 1. What'd you think?
I thought it was like one of the best Marvel Disney Plus show opening episodes. Because I feel like we know what, like, I feel like we just have too many high expectations for a lot of other Marvel shows. And we haven't seen the whole show, of course. But I feel like this show is just like, it's a comedy. She's a lawyer. She doesn't want to be a superhero. And it's just kind of like sitcom-y. Like, it has some Marvel, of course, there's like Marvel fights and stuff and superhero fights. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't take itself too seriously. They just kind of lean into the goofballness and the sitcomness. And they did it really well. It knows what it is. It's like, all right, we're doing this. This is not a sad story. She's a lawyer who has to deal with being a Hulk, but it's comedic. And and in the trailer, it's implied she's going to be dating as a Hulk, and it kind of is going to get into the funny aspects of it. That it's not taking itself too seriously. I like it so far.
What is the rating of this show? Is it TV-14?
I don't know. Let me see if I can pull this up.
So,
because I don't know, in the trailer it looked like she was about to.
It looked like they were about to
have sex with some dudes.
Fucking,
yeah.
It looked like they were about to do some fucking up in there.
It's She-Hulk. Yeah, it is TV-14.
Okay, so we won't see too much. See too much. They didn't even drop the F word, so I don't know what I was thinking. There was gonna be some rated mature shit. My first thoughts is pretty along the same lines as you. I really enjoyed this episode. It definitely seems like I can't say it in the same way that you said, where you said that it knows what it is, because I don't even know what it is. I mean, you have assumptions based on the first episode. Obviously, that's like the setup, and they basically tell you exactly how the layout of the show is going to be. So you have something to, grasp hold of going forward to meet those expectations. But I definitely like your point about the fact that they kind of like put this on a nice simmer. Everything else that we've watched in Marvel always has to be some great big spectacle where it's like some Infinity War, Endgame, Iron Man versus
multiverse,
right,
time travel.
Wanda is the big bad and all this type of stuff. And this is just taking a seat back. Even like the upcoming Black Panther movie is like, there's high expectations for that now. You know, so
because it's gonna be like a whole like war between like Super Africa versus Atlantis.
white people.
So people have big expectations. Yeah.
I heard somebody say, I think it was Charlemagne. I heard somebody say like, why they make the villain of the black people that gotta swim.
Wow. Which is stupid to me because I don't know where that stigma even came from because my parents made sure I could swim when I was a kid.
It's probably some
They're not
racist
playing
shit
with me.
because of slavery, and we came over on boats. It's gotta be. Anyway,
Something like that. I feel like people dog whistle in movies all the time and we're just oblivious.
the conversation that we were having the most during this was how much are they gonna cuck the Hulk?
Yeah, because like they kind of made him into just this slapstick like goofball, but they do that with all. I'm noticing they're doing that with a lot of the Marvel male characters, and this is not me because you got like a lot of crazy misogynist dudes who are just like MCU and all this stuff, and they're cucking all the men, and like I'm kind like I don't agree with them, but I do agree a little bit with the fact that a lot of the male characters are now just like goofballs. Not all of them, but a lot of the OGs they're just goofballs like Thor and Hulk, and a lot of people said if Tony and Cap stayed around, they would probably turn them into goofballs.
I see what you
Now
mean.
the OG male characters are kind of like they don't take them seriously anymore. They're just kind of on the back burner goofball slapstick.
They
characters.
are a little goofy. They're there for more comedic support. Besides the originals, like you mentioned, Iron Man and Captain America, they're more there to just be comedic relief now.
Yeah.
Even something like somebody
more
like
there.
Ant-Man.
Even Ant-Man started off that
Right.
way, so
Peter
I can't
Quill.
even really say like but I like him. Peter Quill, they're just like goofballs who just like they treat them like they just don't, they kind of can't really do shit. Like they just kind of like are just like incompetent idiots. Like I feel that way sometimes. But I definitely feel like they didn't really cuck him like on this show.
So far,
Because it was so
yeah,
far.
he hasn't been cucked so far. He showed some power. They finally allowed him to do the clap.
Yeah, like they didn't like a lot of people's problem is they were thinking that she was just gonna dominate him and it was just gonna be like these people are talking about it's an agenda. What? She's just gonna beat the Hulk and no, like what they show is that she was a much clever fighter and that she had speed, but she did not have the raw power to fight him for real.
Yeah, she's
But
more agile.
that could close the gap. She's more agile and she uses the environment more, which closes the gap. She can close the gap because she fights differently and she has more speed.
I wonder what the end is going to be like. If we're guessing, I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but if we're guessing and we're looking to the future, what is this going to be? 6 to 8 episodes? I think it's safe to
Probably
say.
6. Which I don't like that 6-episode format because it's like they don't have enough time to do everything.
Yeah, but especially with the comedy, because it's going to be goofy. They're not going to set up anything.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say, though, looking forward, is that they probably are going to have something impactful happen. I mean, I'm saying it like obviously, but I think they're going to have something impactful happen at the end of this season. Because Mark Ruffalo, during their premiere screening, said something very interesting when he was being interviewed on the red carpet. He said, and quote, "There won't be another Avengers movie without her. There won't be another Avengers movie without her."
I like her though. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like I'm already kind of sold on her.
I like her.
a lot.
I like her. The actress was good.
Mhm.
The actress was good. I still have a problem with the way that she looks, but I mean, she's just a little too green. But I mean, whatever. I could put.
They can tweak
yeah,
that, bro.
They can get better.
They
at
can
that
tweak
as
that.
time
They can
goes.
tweak that in later ones. Yeah.
But just thinking about that quote, to me, that says a lot. Because I don't know exactly what Mark Ruffalo's contract is looking like for the future in Marvel's plans. But he's been doing this shit for like 10 years now. Kind of the same like Chris Hemsworth. Pretty much the same as... what's the dude's name who plays Captain America? Why am I blanking?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans. I was about to say Chris Pine, bro. I knew it wasn't him. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., they all have been together for the longest. Natasha's out of there. Scarlett Johansson, I mean, she's out of there. It's all moving forward into these newer heroes that they came up with in the last 5-6 years.
Oh, dang, my neck.
Hulk is back. Hulk is out of here, I think.
I can see it. I don't know how they're gonna kill him off.
They won't kill him off. They probably won't kill him off. Oh, but wait. Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm. Secret Wars is dangerous. There's a rumor that Henry Cavill is gonna come in and play Hyperion. And you know what's funny about Hyperion? He literally is a Marvel Superman ripoff. They're saying he's about to jump ship. So they can do whatever the fuck they want to do with the multiverse. They can kill him off.
They can kill
bring
everybody.
him back. They can bring Robert Downey back. They can kill everybody and just do a new universe. They do it all the time in the comics. They can kill him off and bring him back whenever they get ready. So I don't like the multiverse because it's kind of like the reason why I don't like Dragon Ball Z, because it's just they have the Dragon Balls. The multiverse is almost like the Dragon Balls because you literally, death doesn't matter. You can just go get another dude. He just falls in and it's Mark Ruffalo, and he's like, his universe is basically the same but with slight differences.
But it leaves
nothing changed.
But it leaves.
He's back. He's like, I'll stay.
I see what you mean because it's Deus Ex Machina, just ready at the drop of a dime, just at anyone's whim. Oh, oops, we accidentally wrote him off, but we kind of want him to make us some more money. Let's just write him back in. They could do something like that because it's not like they're gonna do it for the art. It's not like they're gonna do it for the story arc. They're not fucking
all about
animators.
The dollar signs.
Yeah, it's all for money.
The quality has definitely gotten lower. This episode, though, I felt like we were a little bit. We're back to MCU quality, but most of Phase 4 has just felt like a step down.
All of Phase 4.
And I wasn't expecting a lot.
All of Phase
I wasn't
4.
expecting. Even what we got before wasn't all that great. It was just like the scope and the plan of it, and people supporting the plan of how big this universe was. But now it just kind of seems like they're just approving anything. Dudes are coming to pitch room. We're gonna make a Moon Knight show with XYZ. Disney sitting on their Marvel war chest. Make a show.
But how can you say no when it all
and
does well?
It's some bullshit. Make a show.
But
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, how can you say no when it all succeeds? Moon Knight was nominated. They just recently had the Hollywood Critics Award,
which is crazy.
Moon Knight was nominated for a few of those awards. Oscar Isaac actually won one of those awards. So if you're succeeding, because that's what they do it for.
he was dope though. He carried the show on his back, 100%.
That's what they do it for. They do it for the acclaim. It's not necessarily about the. I mean, it is about the money making. But if you can get the acclaim, you stack up enough acclaim. Eventually, that leads. And I mean, that's not. It's not like they need any more legacy, any more word of mouth in order to build up their brand.
If it ended at Endgame, it would be legendary. It would be like our generation Star Wars, 100%. I'm telling you this now. Phase 1 through 3, Infinity Saga is like our generation Star Wars.
Bro, I mean,
100%.
If we've seen, Mickey Mouse has lasted damn near 100 years. So I cannot imagine what Marvel is going to.
Dude, all that's going to happen is in like 20 years, they're just going to just end the universe. They're just going to end the MCU and just like reboot it completely. They do it in the comics all the time. They're just going to start over.
Yeah.
And just tell the same story but differently.
Yeah. They could do anything, literally. But
they can do anything. Literally.
I wanted to mention about Secret Wars. I do like the fact that they have that available to them. I kind of do, because it leaves anything like you can't interpret anything. It's not like you can just be like, oh yeah, I can predict that they're gonna do this, and that. I mean, once the leaks start coming out, then people are like, they can splice it up. They can piece it together, and puzzle it together or whatever, and then they can figure out a plot line, a rough plot line or whatever, based on rumors and things like that. But in terms of like future, like no one knows what the fuck Fantastic Four is gonna do for Marvel.
If Penn Badgley's in it, that shit's gonna slap.
Who?
That's the dude, the main character from You, Joe Goldberg, that actor. That's a rumor. That movie's gonna slap. I'm going to see that day one because I'm skeptical because Fantastic Four is cursed.
They are.
So we're gonna have to see if they break the curse.
Maybe hot take. I don't think the first Fantastic Four is that bad.
No, when I was a kid, bro. I loved them.
It probably was because we were kids, though.
When I was a kid.
I didn't think.
Yeah, when you watch it again, it's ass.
I haven't seen it.
But when I was a kid, bro, I loved it so much. I didn't know I had no idea what a Galactus was in 2. So I was just like, oh, just Cloud of Darkness.
But
I'm a little kid.
But being
cool.
now,
Silver Surfer is a badass. Cool.
But now watching that, if you see imagine if Marvel tried to pull that now, and Galactus was a fucking cloud. He was a storm.
People be pissed,
bro.
No, Galactus better look exactly how he looks. Galactus better look exactly, maybe like a modern take. But when I look at him, I better know he's Galactus.
Exactly.
I don't care what you do with the design, but when I see him, I better know. Oh, that's Galactus.
Yeah. He needs to say my name.
That's the bare minimum.
Fucking 10,000 times. Did he even?
And he's just some big ass dude. I don't even care what he's wearing. No, it was just a cloud of darkness.
It was just a cloud.
It was just like it looked like a cloud, like a cloud of darkness that just swallowed planets.
But getting kind of that's what we were talking about last week when we were talking about how everything has to evolve over time. The nerdiness has to evolve over time. People probably just weren't ready for that because they were trying to market that to a mainstream audience. Yeah, it was Marvel Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I agree. They weren't ready for it.
If they had put Galactus big head ass in there, some nigga from the sky, people would have walked out of the theater, bro. Ain't no way.
At that time, yeah, that's early 2000s.
Talking about,
but I think people weren't ready for Multiverse and Madness in 2022. That movie was like. People in my theater were like, they were just like throwing out terms. What?
Yeah.
Huh? They was like, I was hearing that. Like, there was like this, what was the book? He was like, the Book of Ashanti. The Book of what? Some random dude in the background, he was like, the Book of Ashanti. And some dude in the background was like, the Book of what? The Darkhold. The Dark what? I swear to God, this is not me capping. Like, throughout the whole movie, they was throwing out like some deep Marvel terms. And people were just like, what? Huh?
Because people are, yeah, you're right. I think if they set it up in a different way, meaning like if Phase 4, we got more movies than we got shows, or because they were basically balanced. They were probably like 50-50 show to movie ratio, 1-to-1. If we got more movies than shows, people probably would have been ready by the end. Like they should have ended with Phase 4 with Doctor Strange. That should be
that would have been dope.
Yeah, that should be the introduction into Phase 5. Now Phase 5 is multiverse because that's what they're gonna do anyway.
Because Strange is literally gonna. I promise you, Strange is like going into Secret Wars. He's the character who's gonna be like at the beginning of Secret Wars.
I think you're the one that told me that he's the new Iron Man for the. He's
the new Iron Man.
Yeah.
Clea, I'm pretty sure she's like the daughter of Dormammu, and she said like you calls it incursion. That's Secret Wars. Incursions, and that word, you hear that word? That's Secret Wars.
All day.
So he probably is already like in the movie. So we're gonna see all these other phases, but he's
probably.
Like he's in the movie, because he's gonna be in different timelines and outside of time. So we don't even know where he's at. Like we're gonna have 2 more phases of shit, and he's at the begin. He's already at the beginning of Secret Wars.
He's probably going to be in everything from now on, except for maybe Guardians and Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be mentioned in everything.
Yeah, he'll be mentioned in everything. Ant-Man, that movie's going to be badass. Did you see that picture of Jonathan Majors? He was jacked, and there was like, somebody was like, I think it was like the Shang-Chi main character. He was like, Ant-Man is fucked.
And that brother is...
Ant-Man, because he posted a picture of him like ripped. He was like, Ant-Man is dying in Quantumania. I'm telling you this right now.
Huge pause.
Ant-Man is dead. Ant-Man is dead.
You think they're gonna kill him for real?
I don't know, man. They might.
That'd be awesome.
His daughter. I think. Did you see the poster for it?
Yeah.
I think that third character is his daughter. I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be awesome.
The third character in the Ant-Man suit.
I hope they kill him. I like when, man. There's nothing, and we're gonna get off this in a minute because now we're just going into some.
We're rambling too much. We gotta move on.
But just this last point, I love it when a franchise is willing to kill off some characters, like some important ones.
I love it, dude. I love it.
It shows you have balls.
It hurts. It hurts though when they cut off like the favorites, but like it's balls. Like you respect the series more.
You have balls, and that means that you have a plan. That it doesn't mean like The Walking Dead. They kill off like them little side. Let me just shave off one of these snipers. Somebody that dude that uses a knife all the time. Let me just shave him off real quick. But when they kill off the main ones, when they kill off someone like Glenn, that's when it's like, okay, we working with something now.
That's a real threat. This is a real threat.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Anyway.
The way he died too.
I know he got these fucking. What did Negan say? Is that your fucking eyeball or?
Hell.
He said something crazy.
Your eyeball? Is that your fucking eyeball? Hell, we all gonna be. I love that actor though. My mom hates that actor. She hates that dude for some reason.
Well, he
she
does
just thinks
more drama.
He's not a good actor. She feels.
Oh yeah, I think it's because he does more drama than he does in something like Walking Dead, which was drama. It was a drama role, but he was more of a. Has she seen Watchmen?
I don't think so. I've never even seen it. Now I gotta watch it to know. Who did he play? Rorschach?
No, he played the comedian.
He was in the second Watchmen?
No.
He was in the sequel?
The movie.
In the HBO sequel?
The movie.
Who did he play?
The comedian.
He played the Hawk dude? Like the little. Oh, he played the. Oh, now I gotta watch it again.
He was good.
I know he went hard on that
role. He was good.
I know he. Because that's a role. Because that's like a Negan-like role.
Exactly.
Just like a rogue. Like a piece of shit kind of guy.
Evil.
Like,
you could just say
so I know
evil.
Like an evil, like an evil fuckhead. Like, you know, he does that very well.
He does, for sure. He played the shit out of that role. I've seen that he's done some dramas. I'm not here for the dramas. I want to see him be like a dick. All right, let's keep it moving. We're boycotting Triller. We're not boycotting Versuz. We're boycotting Triller.
We're boycotting Triller. Gotta get on code.
I think I might have had some audio about this. I don't. Let me see. All right, so I've got some audio. This is Diddy, and he's allowing us to all know who are of the I don't want to say the culture. I was gonna say the culture. Who are of the community. He's letting us all know this is a call to arms, not literally, physically, violently, not that.
Any FBA lineage.
But this is a straight up boycott. Listen to what this man has to say.
What up, y'all? Check it out. Earlier today when we was, having an R&B conversation, something I wanted to clarify. When me and JD were talking about Versuz, I mistakenly said Versuz instead of Triller. So to clarify it, we're not fucking with Triller until they take care of Tim and Swizz for Versuz. Nobody fucks with Triller until they take care of Tim and Swizz for Versuz, because Tim and Swizz is Versuz. So, am I being clear? Love.
So you heard it from the man.
Okay.
Now, see, let me give some preface of context. Obviously, we're all familiar with Versuz. If you're not a part of our fucking community. And you're not a part of culture. Versuz was started by Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. Signed with a partnership deal. I put quotes meaningfully, not ironically, not coincidentally. Because there's no such thing as partnerships. They got screwed. They didn't pay them. Now they're suing. $28 million is what they say that they're owed. They not fucking with us. We not fucking with them. I'm not sure if Triller is if it's black owned or not. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not even sure either.
I'm pretty sure that it is,
I'm curious.
but I'm not sure. It probably isn't, because if we're boycotting them, it probably isn't. Yeah, if you can, look that up.
Ryan, he does not sound like an FBA black guy. Ryan, what's his name? Kavanaugh?
Ugh.
Looks like a white guy.
Is it public?
Yeah.
Is it public or private?
Let me see. Is Triller? Oh, I'll just type in Triller stock. If it comes up, no, it's not. It's a private company.
Okay, so it's owned by a white man.
Yeah.
So we're not fucking with him. My question, what I am excited to see, and I don't believe it will happen, is I would like to see if people are going to follow through with, I don't want to call it a call to arms anymore. What would you call that?
Withholding your dollar and getting on code. That's what I would call it.
With the boycott, are you down? Yeah, are you on code? I want to see it. Because Triller doesn't just do verses. Like I was talking to you off mic, I'm pretty sure Triller is the one that's hosting all of these fucking Jake Paul ass fights and shit. These Logan Paul fights and these little. I don't think they're like exhibition matches, but that's what they're doing.
Well, it says it's a video sharing social networking service.
Yeah, it does much more than just Versuz.
So they do a lot more than just Versuz.
I want to see, and I'm not sure what exactly they do that is that much of a strangle that has that much of a stranglehold of viewership. But black people are definitely consuming Triller product unknowingly, unbeknownst to them. Get on code. I just want to see it. I just want to see what happens.
I mean, what it really is just you get caught, and that's it. Like, I know most of them are probably racist and doing anti-black shit. We live in a very anti-black country. If you get caught, we're just not gonna spend our dollar with you, man. And it's up to the people who do have wealth in the community to create an avenue, because you'll make money. It makes sense. You'll make money. People who are on code and say, hey, I need these services. I can't give my money to people who don't have my interest in mind. You're going to make money. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. If you're black, you want something to invest in, you want something to create niches for people who are on code, who need that service, you'll make money by default. So it's basically just a test on, are you willing to take the time and wait for you to get it back? I mean, what is Triller really offering that you're not getting on other social media platforms is my question, because I don't know a lot about Triller.
The only thing that I know, the reason why they're on the map is because of us. Like how it normally is because of blacks.
How it normally is.
It's because of black
people. They don't like black people, but we're using all types of black slang and exploiting all kinds of black culture constantly.
So they got our product. They paid for it. Actually, technically, they didn't. That's what the lawsuit is fucking about. They paid for some of it, and it's a different topic. I'm kind of bringing in a subtopic, but if Versuz is what it's known for, niggas aren't even really fucking with Versuz like that, are they? Not anymore.
I mean, not anymore. I don't know anybody who cares about Versuz anymore. I don't know anybody who even talks about Versuz. A lot of my friends are not really into super pop culture stuff anyway. Okay. So maybe that's not a good sample size, you know? Maybe.
But Versuz, to me, was just some bored up in the house pandemic shit, quarantine shit.
Yeah, it just seemed like some pandemic, just like some, people do Versuz battles for anime and shit. Yeah. It just kind of seemed like the music version of like, who's stronger, Goku or Saitama? But now we're talking about Drake and Chris Brown. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing, but it's for music. Like, it's just like a nice what if backed by data. A lot of it's anecdotal. It doesn't really seem like it's that important.
It definitely had a lot of clout though for the time. It fit a need, for sure. And I can guarantee you that if they're able to get this shit together and they can actually get, like, once the lawsuit is settled and maybe, they end up still being able to provide Versuz through Triller, or I should say the other way around. If Triller is still able to provide Versuz, distribute Versuz through their platform, if they can get some of these things that we're talking about, like, it's not a big topic of ours, but if they could have got something like this P. Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri battle on Versuz, everyone's watching that shit. Mm-hmm. Everyone's watching. I'm watching that shit. I haven't watched the Versuz fucking since, I think, Ashanti versus Keisha Cole, I think, was the last time I watched the Versuz. That was what, like last October, something around there. It's been almost a year now. So I'm probably like most people. Like, most people probably didn't even watch that battle. Most people, the last battle they watched was probably like Earth, Wind and Fire versus I forget who they versed, maybe like the Isley Brothers or something. But if they can get some of these big hitters, you mentioned a Chris Brown versus a Drake, or a Chris Brown versus a Usher, Future, these niggas in there.
Beyonce versus Rihanna type, even though Beyonce probably stomped.
Because they have the clout. They have the clout. It's Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. They have the clout. I don't know if niggas want to do it though, because it fit a need for everybody. Like, on the consumer side, it was like, yo,
it's fun to think about, but I don't really see any longevity in it.
It definitely has like, you could definitely see the potential. I'm not sure about longevity on a realist but ideally, it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential. I mean, that's just what it is. People love music. People are gonna flock to see it. These are battles. I mean, it's kind of transitioned from that though.
And it's good publicity for the other artists.
That's what it was
People
mainly
hear
for,
songs.
because artists weren't touring during the quarantine. So yeah, let me get my shit out there on the platform, for sure. And I get a check just for playing my music. Of course. Oh no, maybe the last battle that people watched was the Locks versus Dipset. That might have been the last one. I'm probably naming niggas you don't even. This is way over your head, huh?
Way over my head. You know how I am, man. I mean, I listen to pretty out there people.
You was alive,
R&B,
though.
Alternative, and
You was alive.
I listen to I listen to everything.
Like you
other than
probably
country.
know, like.
And that's literal. People say that all the time, but I'm serious. That's really me. I listen to metal.
My dad is fucking
listen
calling
to
me.
Damn, it happens.
One of these
I
days,
listen to
he's
metal.
like,
I listen to punk rock.
Yeah.
That would be funny. I want to bring him on. That would be a great episode. We bring him on and talk about some on code shit, because you know I'm gonna be going in. You know I'm gonna be educated.
Maybe for some sports shit. Maybe for some sports shit. I'm not sure if he's ready to be out there talking to some political shit. I don't know.
We probably gotta do like 1 or 2 eps with him first.
Maybe.
And then,
see how it goes. I don't
That's
know.
not something you do on the first app. It's not something you do on the first app, but I can see it at some point.
Yeah.
But in terms of music, you know, I like metal. Like I like metal. I'm surface level on metal. Like I mean, like metal. Me, what I listen to in metal is like if I was like I listen to rap. Yeah, I listen to Drake. I listen to Kanye. I listen to J. Cole. So that's like Metallica and Megadeth and Avenged Sevenfold. Those are some of them. And Disturbed. Those are the mainstream people.
Okay.
In metal. But when it comes to like rap, I listen to like Smino and I can't even, like Flatbush Zombies. They kind of neat. They're like B and C level rappers in terms of like people knowing them, but like I don't really listen to super poppin' rappers. Like my question to you about the publicity thing is like we talking about people who already got money. Like what was Versuz doing for people who actually who don't actually have who could actually use that publicity? Like Beyonce doesn't need Versuz.
There's no such
Drake
thing as
doesn't need
bad
Versuz.
publicity. You talking about then or now?
Thing is bad.
You talking about then or now?
Then and now.
Well, then
these are household names.
Then because you're not working, they get their name out there by making. If they're not making, they're not getting their name out there. Obviously, they could have released, but you're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. You're most likely not going to. Not everyone has a fucking studio in their house. You know what I mean? So if you're not making, you gotta find somewhere that you can distribute. You gotta find somewhere that you can produce. So Versuz.
And it's true, they make most of their money on the tour. They make most of their money on tour, depending on their deal.
And if I'm giving you a bag, shit, yeah, I'm gonna get on there. And then today, that's the reason why I think Versuz is kind of failing, or not failing, fading. It's fading.
Because people are going back to concerts. Like
people don't need it. People don't need it. Fuck, I need
monkeypox is terrifying me. I'm scared. I'm 100 times more scared of monkeypox than COVID.
That's interesting.
I don't want to wake up one morning and I got 50 million boils all over my body.
Yeah, they don't look that.
That's
they
terrifying.
Don't look right. They don't look right for sure. They don't look right.
I'm good, dude. I'm straight. I'm straight.
So, speaking of Diddy, he has something to say about the state of music. Not just the state of Versuz. He has something to say about the state of music. Listen here.
On a mic. And your ass couldn't sing and you need an auto-tune, they be telling you, they be trying to baptize you. They be like, the devil is a lie.
That's FBA culture, bro. Just like just how he's saying it, like a preacher.
Ain't no old versus young, it's just, we talking about singing. We talking about R&B singing.
Doesn't he sound like a preacher?
A little bit.
There was a depth of R&B singing, and I'm a part of bringing that shit back. And everybody that's out there that's on some, that want to feel some emotions, because I ain't feeling the emotions, B.
Okay, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said the messages on the beat. I said, take the beat out. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, I don't know about the message, and it's not coming with that feeling. But I was talking from a producer standpoint. I wasn't talking from
He likes the beats. That's Timbaland. He's speaking to Timbaland.
Yeah, that's what you brought us into the world with the best singer.
Basketball.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Guys being real motherfucking political. R&B is motherfucking dead as of right now. The R&B that
You heard him. Who agrees with him?
I agree with 100%. If you're not paying what you agreed to, bro, see me in court. Especially we got it in writing. See me in court.
That's not what he was talking about. He was talking about R&B is dead.
I mean, R&B, and that's why I was saying, watch this. Because when Usher came back, he changed the game. He was reminding people, you funny dudes out here making bullshit. You're not even a little bit on my level. You funny dudes making this rap R&B bullshit hybrid, or they're mostly bullshit rapping and they're just throwing some tacky R&B on it at the end. You're not on my level. We're not gonna have another Usher era. We're not gonna have another Chris Brown era. You got a couple dudes in R&B like Daniel Caesar. Like, exactly. But you got a couple dudes. You got a couple dudes in R&B, kind of do like Daniel Caesar, who's cooning, but I can't deny that he makes good music.
Who?
But R&B is ass. I said Daniel Caesar. I said he's cooning, but I can't deny he has some cuts.
Why you always talk about Daniel Caesar? There is so much more talent than Daniel Caesar.
That's because that's the only R&B I actually really know.
Listen,
like,
P. Diddy, so people had something to say. Chris Brown was one of them. Chris Brown had something to say. He told the man to shut the fuck up. He didn't say shut the fuck up, but he said he needed to shut up. Most people were calling Diddy an old ass head, like an old head. Yeah, an old head.
I love that term, old head.
And that he needs to shut the fuck up, stop with the soft rollout shit. Because you know that's what this is for. He has an album coming out. This is soft rollout shit. But he's speaking the truth. How can you deny it? You can name... so the average person in the 90s, how many people in the R&B do you think they can name in the 90s? Infinite.
Not a lot.
What?
I fucked up. I mean a lot. Because the 90s is a golden era for R&B.
In the 90s?
That's what I meant. Me? All these other groups in K-pop, like we have a friend who denies it. We have a friend who completely denies it. The 90s was the golden era of R&B. And he denies that people are copying it today, especially K-pop.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I went a little bit off tangent.
And then compared to the 2000s, 2000s is a kind of weird era of music, but you still have your artists that are coming up in the 2000s, maybe late 90s. Maybe I'm kind of combining some of that shit, but you know what I mean. Compared to now, the average person talking about an R&B artist can probably name 5. Who would you name?
Yeah.
It would go SZA number 1.
6 Lack and SZA and
6 Lack
and Daniel Caesar. And Daniel Caesar, those are the only ones I can name. They're like more modern one. Maybe Steve Lacy R&B,
but he's not like mainstream.
Not really.
Mainstream. Your mom wouldn't know who Steve Lacy is. My mom wouldn't know who Steve Lacy is.
My mom would not know who Steve Lacy is.
Niggas don't know shit. People don't know who R&B artists are. They don't exist anymore. R&B does not exist anymore. There are some people that are making some R&B music that is a throwback to the old, but it all is infused with the same trap beats. The 808 has killed almost everything, and especially has killed R&B. Every single R&B singer thinks they're a fucking rapper. They think they're hip-hop artists. R&B that we consider R&B today, how can Tyler, the Creator, Igor be considered R&B?
It's not R&B. It's alternative. It really is alternative. But they said it's urban. Well, he's a black, so we're gonna say it's urban. But it's like, I don't even really know what to say Igor is, dude. Igor is like a weird R&B fusion rap, kind of a whole bunch of synths thrown in, kind of electronic. I don't know about electronic, but
Beyonce will make
too
an
much of a
entire.
hodgepodge.
Sorry to talk over you.
No, you're good.
Beyonce will make an entire album and have rap songs on the album, and it will still be considered R&B. Songs that people
pigeonholing you into a genre.
Songs that people dance to in the club. People will dance. People will shake their asses to it in the club. And if you look at the genre, what is it going to be?
R&B.
R&B.
Because that's what you're known for. So that it's easier for them to just say, well, this is traditionally an R&B artist. they're dipping into other genres. So it's either alternative, which is rare that they'll do that, or it's just whatever the genre was before. They're not gonna try to guess.
R&B doesn't exist. R&B doesn't exist. Who killed R&B?
Drake.
Drake. I wish I had the Soulja Boy drop. Drake. I wish I had the Soulja Boy.
I think because he blurred the line so much.
Everyone is a singing
other
nigga.
Groups were like, yeah.
But guess what else he killed?
Yeah.
Guess what else he killed though?
Because it got Tory Lanez is another one. Who else did he kill?
Hip hop.
He killed hip hop. I mean, I figured that's what it was, but I was like, I mean, that's the only thing it could have been. But I didn't think you were gonna say that.
He killed it. Single-handedly killed it. Soiled it. All of it.
You think it's just because he blurred the line on both ends?
That's exactly
too much,
why.
Where everybody wants to just be this hybrid. Everybody's just trying to be Drake.
That's exactly
what
why.
it is.
You have singing niggas that are trying to rap, and you have rapping niggas
dudes trying to sing.
that are trying to sing. He killed it. That's why he's a billionaire. That's why he's Drake. Kudos to him.
Because he can actually do both, and most can't.
He can't sing. No, that's the thing. He can't sing. He wants to sing.
I think he can. I think he can sing to a level enough that it's like very passable.
He can harmonize his voice on a record.
If not decent, yeah.
He can harmonize his voice on a record. He can record in the studio and say, "Run that back one more time." Actually, I didn't like that. Run that back. Add some auto-tune to that. Wait, add some reverb. He can do that. He can equalize the voice and harmonize it and layer it so that way it sounds like he can sing. But if you put the man on fucking stage and he's in an arena in front of 20,000, 30,000 people, and you tell this man sing this the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, you think this nigga's gonna blow? No. Why? Because he can't sing. Can he rap?
He can rap. Even his rapping is
lyrics.
decent. His rapping is okay. I feel like Drake is just an example. If he has an amazing team around him and a foundation that there is very solid.
Well, name a person that's not the truth with. If anybody has a good team of talent.
Well, anybody who's that Drake famous, like a Beyonce, Rihanna, that's probably true for them too.
Yeah, but this man can't sing. He can't.
They're talented enough.
He can rap, but he makes good music. He makes good music. He's not a top. He is a rapper, thus he will be top 10. He is top 5 rapper. He's making nothing
profound for sure.
But he is not a rapper. If you know what, like he's a rapper, but he's not one of the best.
Drake
rappers.
is a team, dude. Drake is a team. That's a team of hundreds of millions of dollars just behind a project that is Drake.
It's all him.
And he's the character, but he's playing.
It's all him.
The team is Drake is a team.
And I'm tired of it. I want the R&B back. It is. I can't tell you. I have a deep cut coming up today. That is the type of R&B that I like. It's under the genre of pop. I mean, it's under the genre of jazz, but it's like it's infused with
like
a little bit of hip hop.
Blood orange or something like that.
Say it again.
Like a blood orange.
Yeah, but even that is like it's trap infused. Like the beats are trap infused. You know, that's what Timbaland was saying. Like a lot of these beats, bro. If you listen to anything, even country, all the way down to fucking country. They all have
stuff.
And boom, boom, boom.
Well, I mean, our music is American music. Nobody wants to give us that kind of credit, but we literally are American music. You look across the board, even country. They don't want us to come to country awards, when that's our music. So, of course, it's trap infused. They're just gonna keep following what we're doing because we continue to write the playbook.
Of
course, it's trap infused.
Of course, along with a lot of other things. But when it just comes down to this, I just wish that other people can sing. I just wish that they could sing. And then you look at the lyrics, bro. I mean, you literally will be listening to an R&B song from the 90s, and it's, baby, I miss you. Come home. I fucked up. Not even fuck. I messed up. I love you. I'm crying. I'm waiting outside your window. I'm waiting outside the door. I'm begging you to come back. I'm on bended knee. And then you transition. Fast forward 30 years. What do you got? Ooh, baby, I'ma fuck you from the back. Bend over. Bend it over. Let me touch your toes. I'ma swallow it.
It's the same shit.
Like,
it's the same shit.
I'ma slide. They talking about opposite in R&B? Nah, that's not R&B, fam. That's not R&B. I'm sorry. It's over. It's over.
R&B is like I hate these terms, but it's funny, but it's also problematic. It's like light skinned dude shit. Like
that's why Chris Brown was
insulted. It's the light skinned dude genre. It's R&B.
That's why Chris Brown was insulted. And hey, kudos Chris Brown. Like you, Chris Brown. Like you know who you are. Everybody knows who you are. You Chris Brown, nigga. Come on now. He didn't even need to respond. Chris Brown is Chris Brown. He's not R&B. He's not pop. He's not hip. Chris Brown is Chris Brown. You have your own shit. You're in your own square. Like you're Chris Brown. He put on his Instagram story whether or not he should be on the Walk of Fame. Yes, nigga. I don't know.
He's on that level.
Maybe he just wanted someone to blow up his head. I don't know. Yes.
He probably did, but he's on that level. Yeah.
Like Chris Brown is Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
Chris Brown is Chris Brown. He's on the level that he deserves it.
Neo is Neo. You know what I mean? Like these are the guys. These guys are beyond everybody. You are in your own lane. So this is not concerning you, Chris Brown. This is not concerning you. Not about you.
They just want someone to toot the horn.
Probably. We talking about the niggas like Lucky Day, Division. Like some of these dudes can sing, but they can't.
The OVO sweatshop dudes.
But they
the
can't.
OVO sweatshop dude. They can't blow OVO sweatshop dudes.
Man.
Like they write all the Drake songs. He allows them to have a couple songs, and that's it.
Let some of these niggas. Let some of these R&B, these new age R&B niggas go blow for blow against someone like Luther Vandross. Let that happen. Let some of these R&B hoes go up against someone like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey.
That'd be obliteration.
Man, that little wig that you got on, you wipe the floor with that shit. Shit, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. R&B is dead. R&B is dead. Moving on. What we got next, Elliot? I don't have my shit.
We can. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. We can talk about the Manti Te'o topic. We can talk about the Dodge Challenger EV topic.
You want to talk about Meek Mill's tweet?
Let's talk about Meek Mill's. The Strooms.
Strooms make you smarter, guys. Duh.
I don't think Strooms make you smarter. I think it just like this is, and we've talked about this before. If we go into this, it's gonna be crazy. I like these psychedelic spirit afterlife topics.
We here for crazy.
And remember, I'm someone who has had experience with these kind of things. You know, but
same here.
I always felt like it was just like the limiters were taken off. Like our brains receive it. Listen, in life, remember, I don't know anything 100%. I don't know what happens when we die. But I feel my perspective is one of two things, and I believe is one of them. It's either the brains create consciousness or the brains receive consciousness. Remember, you can spin off and it's infinite amount of things from these, but it's one or the other. I think the brain receives consciousness. We only receive a part of it, and our brains limit what we can experience. I feel like psychedelics, all they do is remove a couple of limiters, and we have a mindfuck experience because a couple of the limiters has been removed. So he's thinking it makes you smarter. All I think is it just opened him up to more cosmic information.
That's all it does.
Yeah.
That's literally all it does.
Just removed a limiter. Yeah.
It tells you, hey, this little facade that you got going on, that's dictated by the ego, that's not you. You're just energy. You're just here floating around. That's literally all it does. And you just become aware of it.
That's a pretty basic 100% streamlined, just chaser explanation, which is 100% true.
Now you do have, depending on how much you take. So like the most I've taken is an eighth. I've taken 3.5 grams of shrooms, and don't know the particular kind. Can't tell you the science of it. Make, model, year. Can't tell you all that. It's not wine, but I've taken a certain amount of it, and basically all that happened to me is that I had an ego death where I was detached from my personhood, and everyone else around me was detached from theirs. Humans were just humans. It wasn't like I'm looking at Elliot right now. I'm looking at your face and you have a beard. Your eyebrows are shaped. No, it's just human, grass, people, earth, space. It's just presence. Like you're just in presence. Everything is just energy, objects. There's no judgment. None of that. All ego death. and it will alert you to some things that you can take with you back into this dimension that we're currently in. But when you take something like a psychedelic, bro, that type of shroom, or I don't know, I haven't taken acid, but I'm gonna guarantee. I mean, not guarantee, but I would guess that it's something along the same lines as shrooms. Basically,
it's similar, but it's different at the same time.
I'm sure it doesn't feel as earthly.
It doesn't feel as earthly, but it's also like, it's weird, dude. Like you can definitely tell it's more of a chemical kind of thing.
You could definitely tell.
I
I'm
can't
sure.
explain it, but like I liked it more than the shrooms. Shrooms was like a worse experience for me.
I know you said you had a bad experience with shrooms. I feel bad.
Very bad.
I feel bad about that.
But the opposite end, I had a great experience. Like music, it literally felt like the music was being merged with my spirit. It wasn't my brain processing it. It felt like the music was being directly put into my spirit. In that, my experience with acid was just like it kind of felt like I got the realization that everything is about love. Everything, good and bad, eventually fades back into the neutral.
Isn't that so funny?
Kind of crazy. But everything is connected. I laid on the ground. I felt like I could feel infinity. Everything was just like one. Like we all are in a simulation of ones and zeros, and we all are part of. Like we all are the same shit. Like everything. This table, this microphone, my body. Like it was weird. It was crazy.
Just like I said, everybody comes back down. When you ask anyone who's ever tried a psychedelic, who's had a nice trip that wasn't mixed with anxiety or anything, they opened the right rabbit hole. They all come back down to the same basic realization, the same epiphany, that it is about love.
That's 100%, dude. That's
and
like
that we are
I feel like
all
that's a
here.
universal law that we don't know yet.
We are all here for love and to enjoy, for pleasure. That's it. And connection. That's it. Everybody always comes right back down. It's like how if you're drunk, if you sip that alcohol, you're gonna feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everybody is. You're gonna feel happy. When you take something like a psychedelic, especially something like I keep wanting to call it shrooms.
Stroom.
if you take some shrooms, you're always gonna get right back down to the basics of love and humanity. That's it. That's it. That's it. So in terms of him being smarter, I have never felt that. I've taken shrooms. I hate it, man. I would just call it shrooms. Whatever. I'm gonna just roll with it.
He probably ponders more. He just thinks about things. He just brings shit into his mind he normally wouldn't think about. So he's thinking it making him smarter.
Would you take ayahuasca?
I've had so many bad experiences with. I mean, like I've had good and bad, but like the bad experiences I've had were so bad that it's just like I wouldn't chance it. But I know people who have, and they got a good experience off it.
I want to try ayahuasca so bad. It's not that long of a trip.
I know, dude. He went to South America and tried it, and he told me the whole story
with the shaman and everything.
Like a shaman and like he met like he said he met like the goddess of like the plant. Like the ayahuasca. It was like the whole thing.
Man, I need that experience for sure. I need that experience. Like,
I would go watch someone do it and make sure they're good. I would be a supervisor.
I would take you. I would take.
I would go be a supervisor, and then would end up doing it because I'm crazy. Because I'm a Pisces, and I'm like, I know how I am. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. Then we get there, and I'm gonna be like, fuck it. That's how I am. I'm like, I'm not doing it. We get there.
You do say
we
fuck it a
literally
lot.
get there, and I'm just like, fuck it.
You do say fuck it a lot.
I do that all the time. I'm not drinking tonight. We get there, this bottle's Everclear. You sure you're not gonna take a shot, E?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it. And for the whole week, I was telling you I'm not drinking on Saturday.
I promise you I'm not drinking. I promise you.
Said it 5 times. Fuck it. And then I get the most drunk.
It's good to be like that, man, sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's like you gotta have a little bit of serendipity in your life, you know what I mean? Little spontaneity, however you pronounce that
spontaneity
word.
Or just like, like I've always wanted to go to a wine festival. Turn up. I would go to a wine festival. That's completely random, but turn up. But yeah, I think psychedelics will lead to answering a lot of keys about humanity, because I feel like people come back with information that is important. Like I tell this story, I've told this story to people before, but I won't tell them in the podcast. But I did LSD in college, and I was in college in a fraternity. We did LSD, and I remember there's two guys who they were kind of beefing a little bit, and I'm laying on the bed, just kind of like near the peak, just like I'm closing my eyes and I'm like half asleep, but I'm seeing all kinds of crazy shit, half asleep, like seeing shit I would normally not see in a dream. It was like dreams on steroids, and then I just sensed it. I just felt something. I'm on the bed. I feel something like in the far bottom right coming up. When we're in the attic, and someone, comes up, and I just feel two presences that are locked. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I sit up, and there's two dudes. They're looking at each other, and a guy is just entering the room. Now the two guys, they're beefing at this point, and I felt like I felt the tension just laying on the bed. And then someone else came in the room, and they were just kind of like, it was something. I felt the emotion. I felt the sadness. And I was like, there's something more to these psychedelics than just, maybe it's me, because I have like weird shit in my family that makes me think we were kind of like shamans or something. They're like our line, deep in our line. Like I'm like kind of more open, because that's like some of the scariest, most cryptic shit. I tell people about it, but like this is me talking about it in a public setting. People are like, this guy's he's crazy. It's just the drugs, and it might be.
No, it's not.
But the way that it happened, it was so cryptic that I was like, how was I able to sense it? I mean, I sat up, and they're locking eyes, and there's tension. And I'm like, well, goddamn, how did I sense that? I'm half asleep laying on the bed.
It's not, the drugs definitely accentuate it, but it's not just the drugs, bro. Everybody has that shit. Everybody has that shit in them. The chemicals are still there. The psychedelics just awaken them. You can't tell me that, no one can tell me that they haven't been in the presence of bad energy. Unless
you can feel it.
Oblivious.
But I was like, it just turned my sensitivity to the highest, even past the bar. My sensitivity is usually 3 out of 100 or 5 out of 100. It turned up to 300.
Right.
It felt like I was like a psychic. I was like, what the fuck is like a medium? I was like, what the hell is going on? I was able to sense it. I'm not even conscious of what's going on in the room. I'm half asleep, and I'm sensing crazy shit that's so potent and powerful that I sat up and looked, and I was like, that shit actually was happening.
It's the pill from Limitless.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Limitless, for sure. If you haven't seen it, watch that movie. Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro. It takes a pill. Should I spoil it? I mean, that's the plot of the movie.
No, I know. Like, it makes him like a super genius. Like the pill, like unlocks his limits in his brain.
He can use all of his brain. What it just allows you to use all of your brain. You can use.
It just removes the filters. Like I feel like if we were born on some alien civilization that is like so woke, they're just like on the highest level. They just like they communicate telepathically.
We can do that.
I can feel energy. No, we can probably. We're just not awakened. We're just like we're like fallen 3D entities.
We're an ego. We're an ego. That's all it is.
We're an ego. We're not connected. Like they're connected. Like if you harm someone and you live in that world, you feel everything that they're feeling and more.
I guarantee you feel if you have two lovers who are on shrooms together, if you just planned beforehand that all you're gonna do is stare at each other, that would be the most orgasmic bliss you've ever felt. Like two people that are like deeply in love, if you guys just stare at each other, woo, bro! Imagine what you see. You're just thinking. You're constantly in a thought process of like, I'm looking at the love of my life right now. Or if you had the ability to do that with a parent that you have problems with. Like, this shit is literal medicine. He said that, like, in his tweet. We kind of strayed away from the tweet, but he said that. He feels like it's medicine. Because it is, for sure.
It is, yeah. But it's I feel like you got to have a trained professional there. A lot of it was just us fucking around as kids. I feel like if you're going to really do this, you really need to have a shaman there or somebody who really knows what they're doing.
It's good to have a guardian, for sure. It's good to have a guardian. That's with anything, though. Even with, drinking, someone's got to be sober in there, or else.
It's very dangerous. It's not a game and it's not a joke. Like psychedelics. Yeah. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's not something. So I'm gonna do some shrooms. Like, I personally at this point feel like you gotta be careful. You gotta be really careful.
I'm gonna do them whenever. Fuck. I don't care.
No, I mean that's listen, I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm just saying as just like a warning for somebody who's been through it. Like, it depends on the person, but it's like playing Russian roulette with like maybe it might be 15 shots in it in this huge ass imaginary revolver, fictional revolver. and it has one bullet in it, but you don't want to be that 1 in 15 chance you blow your brains out.
It definitely is a mental challenge.
Yeah.
Because I've always explained it where it's like, when you take a psychedelic, you're constantly walking down a hallway, and you're constantly met with junctures. The junctures represent your thoughts. And at those junctures, there's 2 doors you can walk through. You can either walk down the rabbit hole of, holy fuck, I'm going to fall down this rabbit hole and I'm going to be endlessly falling, and this is anxiety, and this is all the terrible feelings of everything, everywhere, all at once. Or you can walk down, you can open the other door, which is just, I'm on drugs. Let me go with it. And people act like it's the same as any other drug. Like alcohol is the same way. People want to act like, oh, I'm so drunk, I don't know, I can't control myself. Right? But you have the mental thought of, hey, this isn't the right thing to do. And then the alcohol says, fuck it. You open the other door. I think that when you're on that trip, there's always that choice. It may be for a split second. It may not feel like it, but you can always open a different door. That's just how I felt. That's how I feel with most drugs.
Yeah, because, when I did LSD, we were just like, people were coming in and out, people were smoking, people were, you know what I mean? I had like scary moments, but I had cool moments. I felt like if you just go with it and just accept the situation, that you're on a journey that I'm going to learn about myself a lot.
You have to.
You will have a good experience. It's a mind frame.
It is.
But that goes back into that whole like spiritualist new age stuff where it's like everything in our conscious reality is that we're spirits just having a human experience, where it's like everything is mental. Mm-hmm. It depends on how you frame it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why propaganda is successful. It's just framing something in a certain way to get people on board with a certain ideology.
Great point.
Everything is mental. You can frame it however you want to frame it. If you frame it a certain way, you'll have a much better experience than someone who doesn't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of panic and just turn it into something awful. That's that whole neutrality thing I was talking about. That everything kind of fades back to the middle. That's how I got on that, because I had like terrible moments, and I had moments of just like deep, profound happiness on the little LSD thing. Like I had moments of despair, and I had moments of deep, profound happiness that made me realize that there's peaks and valleys of existence and period, not even just this human life. There's peaks and valleys that all fade back to neutrality. So that's like a weird lesson I got from it, and I'm still trying to incorporate that into my life.
Everybody you always take it with you. That's the thing about it. You always take it with you. If not for anything, even if you have a negative experience that's overwhelmingly just negative, the whole entire thing, the majority of it is just negative, you still take it with you. That's the thing. Luckily I haven't had that experience yet, but if I do in the future, you still take it with you. Even something like ayahuasca we talked about earlier. People probably have all types of different experiences during that. That is probably the most powerful drug known to man. Psychedelic, I should say. Powerful psychedelic known to man. And
like a super psychedelic. I've seen people do it, and they're just like...
They say that they die. Some people...
They be in the chair, July.
Some people literally say that they die.
For like 15 minutes. Yeah. They said they like talk to entities, and they talk to machine elves, and all kinds of... You're just looking at them like machine elves.
Some people say that they lived an entire lifetime.
Like Attack on Titan.
I can't imagine.
When they're in the past, they're just like, it felt like I was there for hundreds of years, but it was really just seconds.
I can't imagine what the fuck that feels like. I'm pretty sure they say the trip only lasts like 30 minutes.
It lasts like 15 minutes, and I've seen people do it. It's like 10 to 15 minutes where they're just like, and all of a sudden
that sounds so exciting. I don't know why.
That sounds
so exciting to me.
They sit up and they're just like, it's over. Like 15 minutes. They sit up and they're just like, whoa.
That sounds fucking awesome. I've got to do it one day. We definitely gonna go.
Oh no.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my god. That's gonna be like 20 years. I'm telling you this right now. It's gonna be like 20 years.
You don't have to take it. I just need somebody to supervise the shaman who's
I will be there. No, I have no problem. I will be there. I'm not doing it though. Maybe in 20 years, a midlife crisis. I'm like 45. I got like a gray hair here and there, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm getting old. We gotta do some DMT.
That sounds like a midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's the only time I ever considered it. So I'm like 45, 50, and I'm just like, fuck, we're halfway to death. We have to do some DMT. That's the only time I would ever consider it. Is at like 50 years old, and we're just on fuck it mode. Like, we're just out here we taking trips to crazy places because we're like, we got a midlife crisis. That's the only way I would consider.
We're definitely gonna do it. We're definitely gonna do it. You could watch me die.
I'm telling you right now, it's decades from now.
You could
I'll watch
me
you do
die
whatever you want to do
first,
it.
and then
But me doing it, that's decades from now.
All right, bet. All right, Yeezy Gap controversy. Kanye West was accused of marginalizing homeless people. I sound like a reporter. Kanye West this week was recorded as Kanye. Yeah, he was accused of marginalizing homeless people by placing his newest clothing line at the Gap in what people described, a whole lot of media articles described as trash bags. I didn't know that trash bags just stood up on their own. I didn't personally
people
know that.
interpret it however they want to interpret it.
I didn't know that trash bags were made out of a nylon fabric. I didn't know that.
I thought it was some kind of plastic.
It looked like plastic to you?
Plastic. It looked like plastic to me. It looked like just garbage bags. It looked like the garbage bags I got taken.
Oh, so you thought it was trash bags too?
It looks literally just like the trash bags we use at the house. Right?
Oh, it looked like it had like handles to me. Like it looked like no different than when you go to IKEA and they give you those bags.
It looked like just like some super triple XL like garbage bags, like super industrial like garbage bags. I thought it was cool because I like Kanye. I have a love-hate relationship with Kanye, but this is definitely like a love relationship in the sense that like I think it's cool because it creates a certain kind of experience where it's just like I don't want my clothes on racks. I want them to come into a certain section, sit in garbage bags, and they have to go through and find their size. I actually kind of see what he's doing, and I think it's cool. It's creating a certain kind of experience.
That's what the whole point of art is.
It's art. It's like creating. He's creating an experience that's alternative to just going to find your size on a rack. It's like, oh, dig through the bag, find this specialized merch, like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
He's creating an experience. I think it's cool. I don't see anything wrong with it.
And let me play some audio for it because I don't want to start regurgitating because I pretty much agree with everything that he says in terms of like, let me play the audio for you and for the audience just because it's important.
Look, man, I'm an innovator and I'm not here to sit up and apologize about my ideas. That's exactly what the media tries to do. Make us apologize for any idea that doesn't fall under exactly the way they want us to think.
So he goes on to say some more stuff. I mean, it was like an exclusive interview with Fox News. I hate that he did it with Fox News, but whatever. And he basically was getting at the fact that like it's so pretentious for somebody like Supreme, who is making t-shirts that literally they screen print shit on Hanes t-shirts that are worth like $10 each. And put it on these hangers.
That's the money they making off it. To produce it, that's under $1,
Probably.
Sure.
Put it on some hanger and have people wait out in the line in the store outside the building. Come in. Oh, don't touch that. Slap your hand. Don't touch that shit. Are you gonna try it on? No, nigga, you can't try. Are you gonna buy it? Then you could try it on. Like, that is so pretentious. It just removes all of that. Go ahead and dig through that fucking trash bag, nigga. Even if it is a trash bag, it didn't look like a trash bag to me.
It's cool. I think it's cool, man, because it creates an experience. It creates a setting. Like that's what Kanye is going for. It's like it's part of the theme. It's part of the art. It's part of the show. I don't see what I feel like people just look like Kanye is tripping sometimes. Do not get me wrong. But I feel like people are looking for any reason to criticize him.
Oh yeah, they blackballed
he's in the media. Oh, he's in the media. Fuck him. Let's get on his ass to say how unprofessional and how stupid it is. Dude, man's an artist primarily. I think it's cool. If I was really trying to buy Kanye, like I want some Yeezys at some point. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I think some of them are cool. Not all of them, but they said dig through some trash bag. I'll find my size and walk out and pay for it.
And it's not like they're all like jumbled up in there like it's a big abstract mess. It was like, if you want a hoodie of this design, this is the trash bag. If you want a t-shirt of this design, this is the trash bag. If you want black joggers of this design, this is the trash bag.
That's probably a lot easier than put it on the hangers, the specific hangers. Just throw it in the bag.
Just put it in the
fucking bag. Throw the same
bag.
type of hoodie in the bag.
It's just a bag, bro.
That'd make your job way easier. I would be like, all right, I'm gonna throw it in the bag. Cool, dude.
You see how it strips away, how he just, with one move, he just stripped away all of that pretentious nature of, oh, Have you ever walked into Barney's?
Barney's?
Yeah.
What is Barney's? Now I gotta look this up. I've never heard of Barney's.
What is Barney's? What is the actual name?
Barney's, New York? What is Barney's? It's a clothing store.
That's what
Fifth Avenue? What does that say? Fax? Fifth Avenue?
Saks Fifth?
Saks. It says Saks Fifth Avenue. Barney's at Saks. That's what it says. They got some colognes on here. It makes me want to get more cologne. Get some more sets. But yeah, what's up with Barney's?
When you walk in there, everything's all hung up, mannequins all done up, niggas just watching you, peering around the corner.
Look at that Negro.
Looking at you. Looking at you.
There's a Negro in here. Security on aisle 4.
And it's like they won't help you if you don't have a certain look. It's a pretentious nature to it. That's what I'm trying to say.
What's the look? I mean, the melanin is just like they just get, you know.
I'm not
like,
talking about race. I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about a look. A look of garment.
What's the look?
A look of garment.
I need to pull up in Jordan 11s and a chain and
more than that.
Like, I'm just curious.
You need to have a look of garment. You need to wear your wealth. If you don't have a look to you, nigga can go look around. Yo, he's just looking around. You're not an actual buyer. You're just looking around. Saks. I mean, not Saks.
I want to know what the look is.
Yeezy.
Like,
walk into one.
It's like some Anglo-Saxon, like pretentious prep boy look. Like
walk into one.
Vineyard Vines look.
Same with kind of like Bloomingdale's. If you ever walk into Bloomingdale's, it's like, they not even gonna walk up to you and ask you how you doing. They're not even gonna greet you. He's just looking around. So, to have something that's just like so minimalist, just super functional, super just like down to earth, if you want to call it that. Here, just put them in a fucking bag. Look through the fucking bag, bro. People are talking about online, oh my god, but it's $130. You're gonna buy it though. You're still gonna buy it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeezy's like $200-300, something like that. Then you gotta get it on opening day to even get that price.
People are still gonna buy it. Fucking feel the fabric. Feel the fabric. Flip through that shit. Oh shit, I see it from a different angle. Like, it's about the experience, like you said. It's not even that much to harp on, but it's just like niggas are stupid. And people just like to pick on him. They bully Kanye West for sure.
They bully him. Anything to fuck with him. Even though he be cooning sometimes, and I gotta call him out. But this time he just seems like he's like. I remember we were talking about this before we got on the podcast. That it's just like if someone told you get on a coffee table, like get off that coffee table, don't touch the coffee table. But if you allow their minds, like I agree with him on that. When I have children, I don't want them to be off the deep end doing some ridiculous shit. So I want them doing that, but I don't want them to feel limited in their creativity. Mm-hmm. He's like, you never know in the future, they may create some art exhibit where it's just all the walls are just filled with coffee tables. Like people might listen to that on a surface level, like, oh, that's a crazy person. They're just thinking outside the mold. These are people who are pushing humanity into the future.
That's all creativity is.
Whether it's in arts or it's in technology. That creativity, that outside of the box thinking is important in all these different fields.
And that's all it is, literally. Like that's what art is supposed to do, is push boundaries. That is what art is supposed to do, you idiot fucks. I'm never like
I would love to have children who are at least on Kanye's level of just like I'm creating experience, I'm thinking outside the mold.
You definitely
At
will,
the bare
bro.
minimum. You're gonna go farther than most people.
That's in your genes. When I hear you talk, you might not put a lot of stake into it. You might not be on the level of audacity and arrogance of Kanye West. I am a god. I am a genius. Walt Disney. You might not be like that, but you probably just underrate yourself. Because when I listen to you, sometimes you have a lot of ideas, and it's like, oh, I would.
Yeah, I probably do. I definitely underrate it a lot. Because I don't really be thinking like I'm like. I don't know. I just don't really take it too far, but, like because Kanye, he's a successful man. He takes it all the way and then some more.
But he labels
but
himself.
That's probably why he's arrogant, because it's like that's like a defense mechanism. That's a way to push himself to go all the way. It's like I gotta be arrogant. But I think didn't they touch on that in his documentary where his mom kind of got him on that mindset, where it's like
high support.
You are the best. You are the best. You are the greatest. you are a god type of thing. Like, now go prove it or go all the way with it. And he's like, yeah, I am a god. And he went with it. He moved out in the world exactly how she told him that he is and how he should be.
Yeah, she provided him with a lot of support, bro. Had his back along the entire journey. So yeah, he should be a 40-year-old man explaining the reason why he's the best. That's what he should be doing. I wish everybody was like that.
He changed the game. Yeah, he changed the game. I think humanity would be a lot farther along if more people were like Kanye. Maybe not in the cooning aspect, but in the creativity, thinking outside of the box aspect. I definitely think humanity would be further along. A lot of people just kind of slop up what people tell them. And even to some degree, we all do. But there's varying levels of it. You know, we do. Everybody wants to kind of have some love and be accepted. But there's a point where you realize you're just kind of bootlicking a talking point rather than thinking for yourself.
Right. Or just not pushing yourself.
Or not pushing yourself.
What I found to be like the most 100%, almost 100%, probably like 99% of the people that I meet don't consider themselves creative. Don't consider themselves creators. Don't consider themselves artists. Don't consider themselves good at drawing. The amount of people that I've asked, like, oh, like, are you an artist? They'll be like, oh yeah, like I like to do tattoos. Oh, are you an artist? Oh, I draw sometimes. Like, everybody just belittles themselves because you want to just fit right into that. You don't. Right. It is like so unnormal. It's weird how it is, but it is unnormal to say I am good at something, unless you're the greatest.
Because it's like bragging. I feel like a lot of people consider it bragging. You know, like I was having a conversation with a homie. He listens to the podcast, just kind of like, you know, this has nothing to do with being creative, but it's just like, you know, in crypto, like, oh, you know, I picked a good investment. I 2-3x my money. But I was just kind of like, well, it's not bragging, because I'm not thinking about bragging, but it's just like, you know, I saw someone else's vision. I hopped on it. But you want to be humble, because you don't want it, because, you know, you don't want to brag. Like, some people don't care about bragging. But you don't want to brag about anything because it's not a good look. Like, I feel like that's a big reason why Kanye gets a lot of shit, because it's like, you can't really walk back, I am a god. People are going to, anything you do that's not, I am a god, they're going to judge you hard. So people don't want to be kind of put on the spot. Like, someone may be legitimately good at drawing, and they're like, I'm okay. And they might actually really believe that they're one of the best artists. But it's like, it's not a good look to be out here like, well, yeah, I am good. I'm the best, actually. People don't like arrogance. Like, I don't like arrogance either. You know what I mean?
Everyone needs to step in their truth, though. That's the thing that it is. That's the fact of the matter. Everybody needs to step in their truth. If you're listening to this, step in your truth. Don't be afraid to say what the fuck it is. If it's facts, it's facts. If you're an artist and you really enjoy being an artist, you really enjoy drawing or painting or whatever the fuck it is, fucking do that shit, share that shit with the world, and be that shit, because that is you. That's pretty much all I had to say. I agree, about that,
but you just gotta be ready for the haters to be on your ass.
Oh, who cares?
You put a green light on yourself as soon as you start getting arrogant.
Look, at the end of the day, only like Tupac said, only God can judge me. At the end of the day, and who is God? Real question.
We're probably a fragment of God.
Exactly.
God is like
we're gods.
A combination of all of us times infinity.
We're gods.
You know.
So what the fuck? You're God. So what the fuck? If only God can judge you, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So do that shit. Man, I was feeling myself earlier before we started recording. I was on a fucking high just talking about the vision. Everybody needs to have a vision, even if it's the smallest vision, even if it's just to plant the seed and let it watch it grow. And just spend fucking 20 years watching it grow. Whatever the fuck it is, do that shit and speak about that shit loud as fuck. Cause who the fuck else is gonna? Everybody wants to be haters, bro. Since I've been sharing this podcast, people have unfollowed me. Cause I'm talking that shit.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm talking that shit.
Which is ridiculous, but I see it. They probably got triggered at the whites of TikTok and appropriate some seasoning.
I don't know what it was.
Racist.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know what it was.
Maybe it's the fact that I'm talking my shit. And I'm putting that shit out there.
Was it like people who just, because most of these people don't even matter. Like to Instagram, like I talked to probably all my Instagram followers. I probably talked to about 10 or 15 of them. Fuck them. Like, that's my mentality, really.
My sentiments,
You know?
exactly. Let's get to your Manti Te'o topic. Go ahead and introduce that one.
Basically, you know, Manti Te'o, you know, he's a very famous football player. You know, he was famous at Notre Dame, a very famous player at Notre Dame. I believe he went to the Chargers. I think it was the Chargers. You know, second round draft pick. This is like back in like 2012, 2013. And a documentary came out about the whole controversy about his, you know, quote unquote fake girlfriend, which is really him getting catfished. Remember, I'm not a sports guy. I would sit around and I would sit around and troll, but I like trolling though. I have like a Kobe shirt my dad gave me. I wear all the time just to troll. People talk about Black Mamba. I'd be laughing. I'd be looking at him like I'm wearing a Black Mamba shirt, just laughing.
You're a fuck for that. You're a fuck.
Because I don't know. No, but it's not even. It has nothing. Listen, it's not. Remember, I had this shirt before he died. Like, remember, like I would wear it before he died just to troll, and I wear it now out of respect because I fuck with Kobe, but I wear it kind of just like as a like I don't watch basketball. Like Kobe's a beast. Don't get me wrong, he's a legend. I wear it just because it's just people strike up conversation about basketball and I troll. You know, I would troll about LeBron. I would troll bronzexuals. But back to the, you know, the Manti Te'o topic. You know, so this happened when I was like a freshman in high school. All I remember about that whole era was just a whole bunch of memes where you see Manti Te'o like with his arm out, and it would just be he was like with my girl, and it'll be nobody there. Like he would have his arm out, and it'll be nobody there. And, like everybody thought it was so funny. I just remember all these memes, like kind of like the John Cena memes. He's like, "Hey everybody, this is my girl," and there's nobody there. You know, but the documentary kind of really went into just how sick and sadistic the catfisher was. You know, and just like, you know, how it ruined his career where he missed out on millions of dollars. He was so talented, he should have been a first-round draft pick, missed out on millions of dollars, and the whole situation caused anxiety that affected him for his first 2 seasons, ultimately impacting his entire career. Missing out on millions of dollars because of a low-down, fucked-up catfisher. And I've been catfished before. That's why I don't use Tinder anymore.
Was there any anything you related to besides just the overall?
I mean, I related to this just kind of how the fucked up feeling of being catfished, but it was like I talked to somebody from like 3 days. It was like, oh, let's go see a movie. I got in my car, you know, I was like a sophomore in college, got catfished, you know, and then it was just like, that was it. But he was talking to her for like 3 years. I would never gotten catfished for 3 years. We meeting up if I'm talking to you on Tinder, we meeting up in the first week or 2.
Yeah. You
play too many games, block, click. I was like that back then. So I unmatched. Get the fuck off my phone. He was talking to her for like 3 years. That's the only thing where I'm just kind of like, that's a little sus, dude. Like you are like at your school, you are the most famous, most popular dude at your school in the town the school is in. There's so many women who are throwing themselves on you. And you still caught up on some rando on the internet you've never seen in person. Never seen on FaceTime or anything. I know this is like pre-FaceTime. Never seen on Skype. It's a little sus. That's the only thing.
It is.
Because, you know, they talked about how, like dude just has so much clout. I refuse to believe you were this loyal to some rando on the internet.
How do you fall for that? Did he say? Did they use him as a source?
He just said that it was so convincing. And they played the voicemails of the guy who was playing the woman. He took her pictures and everything, and they interviewed the lady whose pictures he used. And when you listen to the voicemails, it's very convincing. It's kind of it's actually kind of scary.
I'm gonna watch the doc because I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch the doc.
It's actually kind of crazy. To the point where they said like all these people were asking him like, "Can you recreate the voice?" And he was like, "I was using all kinds of techniques and method acting. It has to be in a dark room. I have to be like under the covers. I have to be like in some kind of space, some kind of trance to where I can recreate the voice." That's what he said. Very sick and evil shit. And I kind of feel like the Netflix documentary kind of framed it where there's some pity for the dude. There is no pity for that. When you look at the catfisher, so sadistic and sad that you felt like, and they got into the story where the guy was like, he's trans, or she you know, transgender woman later on. You know, she hadn't gotten to that point, you know, and she just wanted to feel like a woman. And like, but I'm like, why would you drag it out? And it kind of got to this whole thing where it was like, when she was ready to end it all and just kind of ghost him, instead of just ghosting him, she created this whole scenario where she made it seem like she died of leukemia.
Yeah.
That's evil. That's evil. I'm sorry. I don't have pity for that.
Isn't catfishing illegal now in certain states?
That I don't know. I don't follow it because it bothers me, and that's why I don't date online. If I want to date, I go to social events. I go to bars. I go to breweries. I go to events. I go to concerts. I want to go to a wine festival. I want to meet in person. We gonna meet in person. I'm not online dating is some bullshit. It's too many crazy people who lurk on the internet and lie. So it probably is.
Weird part is that's probably going to become more of a fashionable thing. Not the catfishing part, in the sense that like I don't physically look how I look, but the catfishing in the sense that, you know, once we're in these AI artificial reality chat rooms, and it's like physical reality.
Yeah, where you like it takes over your senses. Yeah,
right. That's going to be a part of society. That's going to be vogue. You know what I mean?
It's going to be, but it's going to be crazy, man. You're going to have this. They covered this in Black Mirror in the Striking Vipers episode, where it's like, you're going to be in VR. You're a man. You're a straight man. You see a woman. You guys have sex. Come to find out, it's like a 70-year-old man.
But you won't know, and you won't care.
But you won't know. I don't know about won't care, but you won't know.
Most people, I don't think, are going to care, dude. Most people are lonely. People aren't dating at the same. It's not the same anymore. People just want attention. Like, the attention deficit is so low now.
I'm telling you this right now. If we live in a world where it's just like people are just fucking on the internet, and you don't know if it's like a 20-year-old fucking like a 90-year-old lady, or like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like vice versa. I'm fucking the AI digital lady before I'm having sex with some random real people on the internet. Because to me, that's just like advanced masturbation.
I'll let you have that
like
one.
Some weird shit. It's like some advanced masturbation versus like you having digital sexual relationships with random people that you don't know who they are. It can be male or female, regardless. Myriad of like 20 to 100 some years old, depending on if we have life extension tech. You don't know. Wouldn't you rather have sex with AI?
I'll let you have that one. I'm not answering.
I hear you. Like people gonna be like, this dude's a weirdo.
On a different level,
you're not gonna be saying that. I'm thinking 20, 30 years ahead. I'm thinking 20 to 40 years ahead. We're gonna be here. God willing. We're gonna be here and we're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, that dude Elliot was correct.
I'll take the it
makes sense.
I'll take
it's logical.
Woman, bro. It was Doc Week for you, so you got another one you were enthused by.
Which one? The
Malice.
Oh yeah.
Malice
so
at the
you
Palace.
know, I watched the Manti Te'o documentary. I thought it was interesting. It's just kind of reinforced why I can't even watch the Catfish show because the shit pisses me off. It pissed me off before I got Catfish.
I never watched that shit.
Yeah, I grew up like my family was watching it when I was like in middle and high school. But then the same documentary series on Netflix called Untold, they went over like the Malice at the Palace, where it's like, you know, the Pacers. I think it's like the year 2000. It's like, you know, like Reggie Miller was like there. I think he retired that year or the next year. I think it was that year. It's like, what's his name? Jason O'Neal, Jackson O'Neal, Jonathan O'Neal. What's his name?
Jermaine
O'Neal. He's like Ron Artest, aka Metta World Peace.
Steven Jackson.
Guy, Steven Jackson. You know, and then, you know, they were playing a game. People were saying this is a championship team. Like, they were dominating that year.
They were.
And they went to play the Pistons. And the Piston fans were just acting a fucking fool. Right? And, you know, and then what happened was they said that they were up like 10, 15 points. And somebody, I think it was one of the coaches, somebody was like, Ron Artest was like, get that foul. You can get that foul now. And I think it was Steven Jackson. Somebody in the documentary was like, one of the four players was like, why would you give basically a crackhead the license to go fucking crazy? You basically gave him a battery. That's what he said. You basically gave Ron Artest a battery to act a fucking fool. He does not need a battery. He has his own battery. He acts crazy. You gave him another battery to supercharge, to act a fucking fool. That's what he said. You can get that foul now. Why would you say that? So he was like, all right, I'm gonna go get that foul. So I don't know what the name of the player was.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving. That's what his mentality, because he wants it. Ron Artest is definitely a black Air Force wearing dude. Like that's his energy. But that's real. Like people joke about that, but there are certain kinds of people who are like, smoke? Oh, we're gonna scrap? Like he's like, and the dudes in the stands were the same way. So when you have a whole bunch of dudes on that kind of time, it's a fucking disaster. It's like the Boondocks, like nigga moment plus nigga synthesis.
That was totally a nigga moment.
It's the same thing.
Nigga, and, it's like
it's a whole bunch of like white and black people, but they're on that like a different mix of people. But these are all people on black Air Force energy. Like they just the degenerates who want violence. So he was like. He like one guy went up. I think he went up like a layup or something, and he like smacked that shit out of there and hit him. He pushed him. He pushed Ron Artest, and Ron Artest went back, and the guy was like trying to run up on him, and all these people were holding him back. So Ron Artest was trolling, and he got him like a little score table, and he just kicked back. And he talked about how he had a psychiatrist, and he had like anxiety. You know, he had therapy for his anxiety, and he was trolling. In the documentary, he was talking about yeah, I just got on the table, just did my counts. I did my counts, did my breathing. That looked like trolling. Like he's saying that, but he was trolling. Like let's be honest, he might have been doing both.
He was causing some trauma.
That was trolling. Like I don't care what he says. That was trolling.
But it doesn't warrant what happened next.
It doesn't warrant what happened next. So he's laying on the score table, and some like Detroit Pistons fan takes a beer and just straight up Kobe's it onto his forehead.
I mean, straight archery
He's
level.
like at archery level, like perfect shot, like it was meant to happen. Like this whole thing was like, you know, like in MCU where there's certain events you can't change. That's just locked in time. There's certain events that are locked in. You can change some events. There's some events that are locked in. His aim was like divine intervention was like this shit is happening.
Sniper.
Because he literally in a video, and like I think Reggie Miller saw him. He said, "I saw in the corner of my eye. I just see it arcing." And he's like, "This shit's about to go crazy." He said, "I saw it." He's like, "It was like slow motion." It arced and hit on his forehead. As soon as the beer landed on him and splashed everywhere, he took off into the crowd.
Just pushing everybody out the way.
He even knew who it was. I don't even think he knew who it was. He hit the. That's the thing. Was like they said, and they broke down the whole thing where it was like he got the guy next to the guy. Mm-hmm. So he got the guy next to the guy. He threw the water at him, and the crazy thing about it is the guy who threw the water was the one who tripped him when he came up there.
And it just turned up.
He still was fucking. He tripped. He was like, "Oh, he doesn't know it's me, but I'm still gonna trip him." And he got charged. I'm pretty sure he got charged with a crime. It turned up, bro.
Everybody got to understand. Steven Jackson got it because they were all defending Ron Artest.
They're all defending Ron Artest, and the fans were just coming out. It was like, bro, it was like a video game. Like it was like, you know, you got your little co-op in the video game, and there's hordes of dudes just coming down. All these ridiculous fans are coming down, fucking with him, throwing shit at him, trying to break the chairs that are bolted in. They were trying to break the chairs off and throw it. And one of the dudes got a chair out and threw it at him when they were trying to leave. He got the chair out and threw a chair at him. The guy, there was a guy who they interviewed him in the documentary. He's like, they shouldn't have punched me. And he was still trying to act like he wasn't in the wrong when he literally came out of the stands. Remember, Ron Artest was fighting a whole bunch of dudes. He was done. He was leaving. This guy gets up and cuts him off. And he just has his fist ball. And Ron Artest is just looking at him like, this bitch ass. And starts throwing it on him.
He was throwing hands on him.
He was like, the dude was squared up. And he was just like, all right, bro, let's get it. Because I got my black Air Forces on. So let's do it. And then Jermaine O'Neal, like, you know, he beats him up, and the dude's getting up. So the Ron Artest beats the dude up, and then like he's fucked up. He's getting up. Jermaine O'Neal comes out on some Smash Bro. My jaw dropped. I'm like when I see real fights, like I have such anime mind where I'm just like, real fights ain't shit compared to anime fights. This dude came into the frame in the camera so fast I was like, he's gonna kill this guy.
Bro, they was
Like
ready.
in the video, he came in so fast and his whole body weight was in it. Like he started to drop into it. Like as he got closer to him, he's dropping. He's putting more and more gravity and weight into it and speed and momentum. And he slips. And he still punches him hard. But if he didn't slip, that guy would have been fucked. That guy would have died.
The league would have been in
He
trouble.
came in so fast, I was like, what? He came in so fast, I was like, what?
Bro, they were so ready. They were so ready, bro. They smelt the chimney.
He
They went
ran
right up
in
it,
with
too.
his full speed.
They went right up that chimney. That is like the craziest. That's probably one of the craziest sports brawls. That probably is the craziest sports brawl of all time. Because obviously you have like MLB, like where everybody rushes the mound, and it's like this.
Right.
Like you've seen MLB fights where everybody's just brawling in the middle of the fucking
Yeah,
field.
I've seen like hockey brawls where they're like bloodying people.
But this was like they're attacking fans, but the fans are attacking them.
The fans
So-
are the ones who started it. They
And it's still
even
a
said
problem
in the
to this day.
documentary.
It's still a problem to this day. Like fans assault, even if it's not physically, fans assault verbally. Like they berate these players. There was a scene, not a scene, but there was. I see. I'm probably thinking about it like it's a fucking movie too, because it looks like a fucking movie. There was an incident that happened last season. This last season in the NBA, where a fan, you probably saw the video, where a fan tried to rush on the court. Who knows what she was gonna do? And she just tried to rush on the court. There was a player standing right next to her. She was sitting at the, courtside, and she just tried to run towards the fucking player, and luckily the security just tackled her ass. But like you've seen the video too of where the woman is like, "LeBron, you're a bitch."
Oh my god, yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
Like the shit, like it's no rumor that the Boston Celtics fans, they're fucking racist. Utah
They're racist.
Jazz
Well,
fans,
Boston's
they're
a
fucking
very-
racist.
these are some of the most racist cities in America.
They say some crazy ass shit. So I mean, it's like
And they expect you're a nigger. You just need to. I don't know what they're talking about, but
Like,
they
you're
think
just
it's like I'm a fan. You just a paid monkey that I'm coming to watch. Like that's real
basically,
shit though.
Like it's the circus.
Like people are you're making it racial. That's real shit.
They be
Dude,
having
it's the
chants
circus.
about like Draymond's a bitch. Draymond's a bitch. I mean, I would
That's real
attack them too.
shit.
I would attack them too.
They think you just some super Negro that's just entertaining them. They're coming to the athletic circus to have fun. Like that's
But
real
they don't
shit
play that
though.
anymore though. They don't play it anymore. They ban people for life now. They don't play
Yeah.
that shit anymore. If they catch wind of who it was, if they can find who it was, who the fan was that did that shit, like the players, you see the players now, they point them out. Like, did you see the incident that happened last season when the
LeBron and his son, they were talking shit about his son, right? Was that
worse
what it
than
was?
that? There was a little white boy, like some little white teenage boy, that pushed Chris Paul's mother, or I think it was his mother or his wife, like shoved her, literally. Chris Paul was like they had to hold him back, bro. Imagine if someone pushed your fucking mom. You play this fucking game and someone just
I have
pushed
to
your
beat
mom.
his ass. That'd be one where I probably want to beat his ass because I know how it would do me. But I definitely would take this dude and hold him up in the air.
Ooh, you put your hands on him. That's what you put your hands on him. You'd have
I
to.
wouldn't hurt him, but I would pick him up and hold him in the air.
Bro, they had to hold Chris
Bro,
Paul back.
we're gonna have to handle it. I don't know what I would say to him, but I'll have to whisper something in his ear like we're gonna have to catch a fair one. But it's not gonna be on camera.
It's crazy being a man because when you talk about things like this, you can feel the testosterone and adrenaline run through you. It's crazy. Like you want to handle that shit. You want to.
Because I'm not gonna let you punk me and punk my mom, especially not my mom, bro. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm not gonna beat you up though on camera, but I'm gonna lift you up in the air. I'm gonna let you know that you're a pipsqueak. We're not doing this.
This is some testosterone talk right here.
You gotta, because you know they're gonna gaslight you because you're a black man. They're just waiting to be like, look at this savage, look at this thug. You know what I mean? But I have to let you know who's the man here. We're gonna have, I'm gonna let you know, we're gonna have to catch a fair one, but it's not gonna be on camera.
I can't blame Ron Artest, bro. If someone throws a drink at me and I was already in the mood, the adrenaline is already fucking. It's at the head. Like it's at my head now. It's coursing through my entire body. and someone throws a drink at me, like I'd be ready to fight the refs sometimes. Not really. I've only had that happen to me maybe like a couple times. Not really. Like when I played sports in high school. But I'd be like, yeah. Oh yeah, like that one.
My mom was
one
talking
time.
about that the other day. How they were just acting a fucking fool. The Paraclete dudes were just, they were just. But there's teams like that where it's just like, we're just gonna talk shit to them and try to see if we can fuck with their head.
Yeah, you remember that. You remember the niggas were talking. Even the refs, bro. Sometimes the refs can get it. Ooh, because you already playing. First of all, you playing.
And it's
a
a
sport.
strategy. Like it's a fucked up strategy, but it's not like it's illegal. We can talk shit.
Whew.
It's not honorable, but they see it as a way to win.
This shit getting me riled up. Was there any other, dog? You have another movie? Well, we talking about movies. Let's talk about Top Gun Maverick.
Bro, I can't review it because I've never seen either. I've seen parts of Top Gun, but I've never seen either. It just kind of seems like that American industrial complex, like military propaganda bullshit that like white people love.
Top Gun Maverick is now the 6th highest grossing movie of all time,
beating Endgame, which I've never seen Maverick getting that kind of hype. It does not make any sense to me. It really doesn't.
The movie has surpassed $1 billion and something. $1 billion? That to us is like nothing anymore. But $1 billion off of sales from a movie ticket?
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Top Gun is the worst movie I've ever seen. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. The first one, the original. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. So melodramatic. Doesn't make any sense. So corny. They have a scene, like a montage.
All I remember is he just be in the bar. He's just like at the bar, macking, and then next minute he's like in the plane. I don't know. We sound super ignorant. I just don't about.
We don't sound ignorant.
Not ignorant in a general sense, but about that series. You know, like all I remember is that he'd just be at the bar macking, and next minute he's in a jet. Like I don't remember. That's the only thing I remember about that movie. It's like half the time he's at the bar macking on some lady, and then the next minute he's in a jet.
This shit is so fucking corny. Like I just wonder, like, who is watching this movie? This is the main thing for me. Like, who is watching this movie? Millennials are the ones that were born during that time. They were born in the 80s. So maybe like in the future they see that movie at the age of like 8, 10, whatever, and they're like infatuated with, oh, I'm obsessed with Top Gun, one of the greatest, whatever. And then there's like the boomers. The boomers probably love that movie because they're probably like, what, 30, 40 years old watching that movie. The late boomers, middle boomers, whatever. They're probably like around that age.
Yeah, they're about that age. They're about like in their like late 20s, 30s, maybe even mid-30s.
So they are obsessed. That's their movie for sure. Because that to them probably back then was like, whoa, like, it's probably like, I don't know. What's a war movie that everyone was like Saving Private Ryan, for example? It's probably like something like that where it's like it just captivates you. But Gen Z people have to be going to watch that movie. Gen Z, everybody. I'm talking boomers all the way down to even Gen Alpha are going to see that movie. But I don't know a single one that has. I don't know a single person that has.
I don't know anybody. Remember,
besides boomers.
This is among because I mostly talk to black people. I have like a couple white friends that I talk to sometimes, but most of the black people I know have not seen that movie. I don't know a single person who went to see that movie. I on a whim almost went to see that movie because sometimes I just want to go to the movies and eat the popcorn. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I guess I'll just go see the movie. But I care more about the movie theater popcorn.
And then for you to say you haven't heard the hype has been all over the place. This movie has been in theaters literally since like June. Mm-hmm. I think since June.
Every time I check on a movie, I see it. Every time I check on a movie, I see it in there for a couple of showtimes.
They had to re-release the movie to theaters because it's making so much money. I want to say
I like Miles Teller, bro. I would see it for Miles Teller because I like Miles Teller. I like every movie he's in. I don't know why. I just love every movie Miles Teller's in. So I go see it.
He's a decent actor.
I don't think he's like the greatest actor, but for some reason, I just think his energy just like elevates the movie.
He's decent. I just don't get it. Movie sucks. The movie is straightforward. Maybe the people like that. It's just some, like you said, it's just some average American film, some Hollywood film.
Like war propaganda movie.
I've heard everyone say it's great, but I don't trust people. People said that Prey was good, so I don't fucking trust people.
Prey was solid. Prey was like
people are saying Prey is the best Predator movie. People are saying that it's better than the original.
I think it's like the second best one, in my opinion.
People are saying it's the best.
I don't think it's the best. I think it's the original, and then it's Prey. I think it's the original, then it's Prey, and then it's the rest of the garbage ones.
Well, that's for facts. That's facts. There's only 4 of them, so that's facts.
That's fair, though. I think that's fair.
I'm just disgusted. New Dodge Charger EV.
Listen, I'm telling you for a while, I've been waiting for like the first like really badass EV. Like I want an EV that we don't give a fuck about. I mean, we care about charge times. I just want that shit to go fast. I want you to make me forget about gas sports cars. I want to press down on that EV gas pedal, and I want it to just go like I'm just pressing. I'm just like I want it to go that fast.
1 second.
0 to 60 in 1.5, like the Tesla Roadster, like 0 to 60 in like 1.9 seconds. I'll buy that. If we can get that in like 40, 50K, that shit would fly off the shelves.
You said it looked ugly?
I thought it looked ugly, but I don't like Chargers. It's a Charger. It's not a Challenger. I think when they revealed the Challenger version, that shit might be sexy. I've never liked Chargers. I think Chargers are ugly as hell.
Even the Chargers are better looking than Challengers.
But that's like to each your own kind of thing.
It has more of a sleekness.
I think Chargers. I love 2-doors, but I have a 2-door. I have a Scion TC. It's not a sports car, but it's a 2-door. Mm-hmm. I love 2-doors.
It's sporty.
The new Charger's a 2-door, so that's cool. That's a plus to me, but it still looks like a Charger though. It's like
Muscle.
A 2-door Charger.
Muscle.
It looks like a police, because there are police car Chargers. I don't know why I don't like Chargers, but I kind of like the direction they're going because we got to get on EVs, but even EVs aren't the greatest for the environment because how they dispose of the batteries, and producing the batteries. But I definitely think in the long run, of course, it's a lot better than gas cars. But I think we're in the right direction. I think when every major car company has a sports car, roadster, EV offering, people might start changing their minds and coming around.
You think it's going to take the sports car vehicles to come out, that class?
I think less ugly tech-looking EVs coming out. Like I don't understand why they have to techify them. They have to make them look like they're from the 2070s. Just release the same kind of looking cars and put an electric battery in them.
I see what you mean, but that's what it needs to be, though.
That's
the innovation.
What do you mean? What is innovative about trying to make Back to the Future looking cars?
That's the innovation in it. That's the appeal. That's part of the
appeal. Making techno 80s looking cars. It's kind of weird.
Next gen. It's next gen. It's like an iPhone. It has to look next gen.
I see what you're saying. I just I'm gonna be sad I didn't get the opportunity to get a Hellcat, because when I'm able to afford a Hellcat, we're gonna be in EVs. They can be like, buy this EV Hellcat. I'm like, okay.
You can still get it. You can still get it. It's just gonna be a classic.
It's just gonna be a classic. That's true. But don't get me wrong. I like EVs. I really want that EV Mustang, that SUV. Have you seen those? I see them all the time.
I saw the Mustang truck.
It's like a Mustang SUV. It's like a Mustang
I've seen one on the road.
SUV.
I saw one on the road a few months ago.
I think they're sexy. And they go quick. They go 0 to 60 in 3-something seconds, 3.8, 3.7 seconds. That's pretty fast.
I'm not a big truck guy. I think it's a little compensating. I really do think that the only reason why people drive trucks is because they gotta compensate.
It's not like a truck, bro. It's an SUV.
It feels trucky. It feels trucky though. It's a little big.
Yeah.
It's still an SUV
and this comes from
size.
a guy who likes small cars. I like really small cars. I would drive a Roadster around. That's just tiny.
That says a lot about you.
What does that mean? What does that say?
My thesis.
It's not like I'm compensating for some. Maybe it's too big. Maybe I'm worried about it being too big.
Hey, pause. But that's what I'm saying.
Pause.
That's what I'm saying.
Pause.
I literally think that if you got to be a big step, you see, it's like this. It's the same thing to me as when you see people that gotta walk tall.
Yeah.
They're short, but they gotta walk tall. That's the same. I think it's the same thesis. If I see a nigga that's fucking driving a pickup. Most people don't need a fucking pickup. Your pickup is washed clean.
I would never drive a pickup. I would only drive a pickup if I was actually like a real estate investor type dude who like does his own repairs. So I'm bringing all this shit from Home Depot. Of course you need a truck.
I hate it when I see these pickup trucks with the biggest tires.
These dudes don't ever use the back, but they just want a truck.
And that shit is sparkling clean, bro. Not a muddy, not a spot of dust on that shit anywhere. Just sparkling clean.
And they got like monster wheels on it. They got like that shit like you have to like climb into the truck.
Suspension all high as fuck, bro. I'm telling you, niggas compensating.
You know these dudes. You know they got the guns in the truck.
They compensated for something, dog. I'm telling you. You. I highly believe that. I think people walk big, people talk big, people act big. It's all compensation. It's all covering insecurity. So if you see a nigga pull up in a big ass car, he compensating for something. Trust me. What else we got?
I'm checking my
Tom Brady to the Raiders.
Dang, I don't know why our chat got wiped. But yeah, Tom Brady. I mean, listen, I don't know shit. All I know is he was on the Patriots for years, and he was like a Patriots hero. That's all I know about Tom Brady.
Yeah, so he got 5 chips with him. He got 5 chips with the fucking no.
Isn't he like in his 40s? Like when is he gonna? You know that dude got like some crazy. That dude just like lies and like. Have you seen that movie Taken where they like lie and there's like little baths? It looks like it's like in a block of soap and it just like advances their healing. You know he lays in that shit when the game's over.
He's fully optimized.
And it like advances. It like speeds up your healing. They lay in this like block of chemicals. Like these
That's all he does, bro. That's his life. He loves that shit.
You know he spends like $1 million on that kind of treatment every year.
His entire life is more than that. His entire life is football. His entire life is about being optimized to play football. This man has 7 Super Bowl rings. In football. 7 championships in football. And we're talking about LeBron James being... Some people say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player because he has 4. This man has 7. Anyway, Dana White, UFC founder, and maybe chairman. I don't know what he is currently, what his position is. Was talking on some shit. I think it was like a UFC fight or something, and he gave his little side of the story that he was working with a deal with the Raiders, trying to work out a deal for Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, to go to the Raiders. Eventually, it gets to a point where it's like this deal can be done, and then John Gruden, that coach at the time, was like, "No, fuck it, blow up the deal." So they had the chance to have Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski on their team. Them niggas ended up winning the Super Bowl that year on the Buccaneers. They went to the Buccaneers together and ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. It's fucking crazy. Just to put in perspective for people, that's almost as if LeBron James, who's around the same age as Tom Brady, and something like Kevin Durant coming off of his Achilles injury, were to go to the Lakers or something. Were to go to the same team. Like, that's fucking crazy. And for you to just blow up that shit, I don't know what the fuck that was. That has to be some insider shit. That has to be something on the back end where he's like, I'll pay you fucking...
I've heard people say that they think football is manipulated. They think all of this is just...
It's all manipulated.
It's like a clown show. It's like the guys get together. It's like, all right, the Buccaneers are winning this year, so make it convincing.
One of the worst things you can ever do is be high is smoke weed and watch certain things or experience certain things. I'll give you 2 examples. When I watched the NBA playoffs... No. Yeah, even that though. But mainly when I watch the NFL games, when I'm high, it looks like a fucking ballet. I understand that they're doing shit, but it looks equivalent to like WWE. How it's all predicted.
I can see it though. I can see it.
The way they be throwing them flags, because you don't really know football like that, but like they can throw. Well, you played.
That would be one of the biggest scams in history if that was real.
They have this rule where if you throw a defensive pass interference flag, wherever the spot of the foul was, the ball moves to that spot of the foul. So hypothetically speaking, you could be on the 1 yard line, on your 1 yard line, and have a personal foul, a pass interference, go on their 1 yard line, and you can move fucking 97 yards. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
7?
Yeah, they could hypothetically. So they do that shit. They call games. I mean, that's the NFL. They call games. So it is manipulative. But that's just fucking crazy. Another thing that I've had experience with when I'm high is going to Disneyland. Worst experience of my entire life. Never saw Disney the same. Haven't seen Disney the same since, what was that, 2018? 2019, I think. Haven't seen Disneyland the same ever. Disney, period. Went there, worst experience of my life. One of the worst experiences
Disney
of my life.
World completely dookies on Disneyland for one.
I'm just saying though, like going there high
there.
and seeing just like how big business it is, because most of the time, you go there, you're cheery. There's Mickey Mouse, Tinkerbell, right? Kids running around. Oh, parade. Let's get on the ride. But going there and just seeing, like, just looking around, like, it was just nasty.
Disney is like bought from the boys, bro. Like that's just like an evil court, bro, that just puts out bullshit and just they got evil agendas in the background. Like
now they're the biggest streaming platform too. Disgusting.
How? I don't know how they're biggest streaming other than Marvel. It's literally just Marvel because like that's it. It's literally just Marvel.
Moving on. This is rapid fire right here. This is rapid fire. There was a report that I saw, it was trending on Twitter, that there's a business, a certain biology company in Texas that is working on, I don't know the specific animal, it's some type of marsupial, like a fox or something, what's that, like a wild fox type animal, that was from prehistoric times, extinct in the 1930s or something. I don't even know. And they're planning on, they were able to extract the genome. So they have the code, essentially. They cracked the code. And they said that their next decision is to de-extinct, quote unquote, de-extinct that species. And they have plans to do the same thing with a woolly mammoth.
You start fucking around with nature. You start fucking around with the divine plan, we're gonna get fucked.
Where the fuck do you put a woolly mammoth?
I don't know. They're gonna put it in a zoo and it's gonna get out. See, we're really fucked when they bring back pterodactyls. That's when we're fucked. When they're like, oh, we're gonna bring back, we got it under control. A male and a female escapes. They start breeding, and all of a sudden, we just gonna be outside, and I'm just gonna get picked up by a whole horde of them, just gonna flood into Los Angeles and start picking up and killing people.
That's all it's gonna take. Those things are as big as great white sharks, like full-size great white sharks.
Pterodactyls for real?
They're like at least like 15 feet long. At least.
Christ.
I
believe it though, to be able to pick up a human.
They're huge, bro. They
have to be that big. But that's when it's gonna start. That's when it's like when they just lost control. They're just gonna be like, we no longer have control of pterodactyls. Just go out. When you go outside, you got to be careful. That's when we're fucked.
Oh, it says 6 feet. No. A wingspan of 19 and a half feet.
Oh, yeah.
And a body length of 6 feet. So they're up to 20 feet long.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. They
No
can
one
pick
can,
up a
you
human.
can't fathom it. Look at your wall. That's what I'll say. Look at your average bedroom wall. That's how big a pterodactyl is. And that
like
thing
raptors?
is 6 feet tall. That thing is as tall as me.
Those like velociraptors, they're just like, oh, they escaped. We can't control their population growth. Fucked. You go outside, you don't know if a velociraptor is just gonna assassinate you and just start feeding on your corpse.
So what I was telling you before we started potting is what I'm putting 2 and 2 together, bro. I'm just doing the simple math. This is just simple math. If you're talking about trying to bring back pterodactyls, woolly mammoths, all these prehistoric things, fucking maybe even saber-toothed tigers, they fucking found a dinosaur embryo. It's probably not like some type of like carnivore, like some dangerous threat to humanity or anything, but still, they fucking found a fetus of a dinosaur. They're going to crack the code. They're going to bring dinosaurs back. They're going to bring all this shit back, and we're going to die.
Yeah.
We're going to die. You mentioned
they don't learn from fiction. They'll never learn from sci-fi. They won't learn.
They
refuse. They think that they can handle it better. They think they can handle it better. than the sci-fi people who are predicting what actually will happen. They think they can do it better.
Humans are arrogant as shit.
Humans are arrogant. They're gonna get out. All it takes is a male and a female to really get out, and you're fucked.
We're fucking dead. We're goners. We're doomed, bro. We out of
And
here.
we might not be doomed from this, but it's gonna be crazy that it's just gonna be like, oh, 5 children were killed by a velociraptor today.
Oh my god.
Like we're just being honest. Like we'll just go. You're gonna be in some like towns that are kind of near nature, and you're gonna be feared for your children because you don't know if some fucking pterodactyl's just gonna pick them up and take them away.
Bro, niggas get killed by alligators and crocodiles. You telling me that you can handle a fucking dinosaur?
And coyotes and mountain lions kill children already.
Bison, deer. Like, we get killed by, like, lame shit. Just fucking around. You telling me you're just gonna have some observatory of some dinosaurs? Nigga, have you seen Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
They don't care, and it's gonna happen.
Talking about creating all these robots. Oh, we're gonna give it general artificial intelligence. Nigga, have you seen any sci-fi movie? Name one.
Yeah.
Name one.
And we're gonna give them access to all these systems and teach them how to hack. It's over.
Kidding me? This shit is stupid. Oh yeah, we're gonna have crime fighting algorithms. Have you seen any movie? Name a movie. Have you seen Frankenstein? Bro, you can't do this shit, bro. And we have no say in it. And we're just gonna have to suffer the consequences just because we are the subordinates. That's too bad. We're running a little long here. I just want to hit on one more topic. Because it is premiered today. It has premiered tonight. Hot D is what they're calling it. House of the Dragons. Hot D.
Oh. It's on HBO?
Hot D.
I gotta watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it when we get off.
We should watch it together. Let's watch it when we get off.
Let's keep watching, yeah.
House of the Dragons is back, and I'm gonna walk you through it because I think Elliot, you feel the same way. Mm-hmm. Man, Game of Thrones. Okay, I was a late arrival to Game of Thrones, the series.
Me too. It was like 5 seasons when I started watching.
It was literally about to be the 8th season when I started watching. Binged that shit within a matter of a couple of weeks. So captivating. Loved it so much. 8th season comes out. I'm there. I'm ready on the couch every week. I'm there on the couch. Watch 6 episodes of some bullshit.
Ass. They literally rushed through like 3 seasons worth of content. Basically.
And that hurt. You know, I was a fan. I was a late bloomer. But that hurt. Because I felt like I had put in my due diligence. I put in the work. Became part of the fandom. Had the conversations. Figured out the lore. The prophecies. Was ready. And was just let down so much, bro. It was almost as if it's almost as if God spoke to you before you were born, and it was like, you're gonna have an 8-inch dick.
Oh my god!
And you got there, and you had a micro penis.
Oh,
that's what it felt like to me. Seriously. And so the heartbreak,
the betrayal, the deception. You didn't tell me that you were black. Get this jigaboo away from me.
Oh my god, man. Seriously though, that's what it felt like. Seriously. So that heartbreak, I carried it. And when they said that they were gonna start making prequel series, I was like, fuck that. Nah. They did me wrong. They did me dirty. Fuck HBO. Fuck Game of Thrones. I ain't watching that shit. I might read the books, but fuck that. I'm not watching this fucking prequel series. But then the marketing was great. Bravo to the marketing, bro. I gotta give it up to the marketing because they hit me every single fucking week. Every single fucking week was just House of the Dragons, House of the Dragons, House of the Dragons. And then we finally got to the week of the premiere. I was listening to the podcast. Oh, I dabble in the podcast. And it just ran back all the memories, bro. It's almost as if you in a toxic relationship, you gotta break up with that girl, bro. And then she comes back, baby, I miss you. I miss you so much, and I can't stop thinking about you.
That's literally what it is.
And you just like, man, with the pussy was fire too. Like you just start justifying the shit, and so you fall right back into it. And here I am on premiere night, and like we said, we're gonna watch that shit because it's here, it's among us. And just the thought that they said that 9 dragons are about to be in this show, and they have plans for other seasons. Like the shit is written out.
Oh my gosh. Prequel series are weird though. Like, it could be good, but like, it's a prequel, man. Like, prequels are usually your ass. They retcon, and prequels are like where the retcons come in. Prequels is when they just start retconning out the ass.
No, I don't feel like that's going to happen, though, because George R.R. Martin is the executive producer. Not the executive producer, but he's one of them. He is giving them some type of advice, counsel, I should say. In the words of Game of Thrones, he's giving them counsel. On the wall counsel. It's gonna suck not to see the original characters or whatever, but just the fact that they're gonna see dragons, I'm ready to see these fucking dragons. Yeah. We're gonna see dragon fights.
And they prime. They're just pulling up, yeah.
And it's not gonna be some dark ass. What was the episode called? Night of the Walkers or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be some dark ass episode like it was in episode 7. This is real. This is here, or not episode 7? Was it 8 episodes? Maybe it was 8 episodes. I don't remember. But I'm hyped. Anything, you're not feeling it?
I mean, it's one of those wait and see. It's really one of those, like, I watch it for the culture. Watch it, talk about it, have something to talk about. Watch it so I can shit on it if it's bad. But, it left such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't know. And George R.R. Martin is just taking his time in a new book. But I don't know, maybe he might come off some fire. But I've seen this before where I just think he basically just kind of gave them a sum up of what he was going to do in his book. And he's just going to retell it in a better way, but it's going to be the same plot line. Like, Bran becomes the king and Arya kills the Night King. It's going to be the same thing, but he's going to tell it in a better way.
Yeah.
But I've seen this. Nah, I don't care about Game of Thrones to read the books enough, to be honest.
I kind of want to, but I'm not going to either.
People say the books are, like, way better, but,
I heard that, yeah.
I've seen anime like this. Like, there's an anime called Akame Ga Kill, where they just, like, it caught up to the manga and they just continued on with the story and they just told it had its own ending. The manga ended a few letters. It ended with some differences, but it ended pretty much the same way. So the author was just like, all right, guys, I'm going to just give y'all my planned ending and you just go with it. I'm going to give you some points on how I would end it. And then they get there and they just like, I'm going to end it the same way. I'm going to tell it a little differently. That's probably what they did. I would not be surprised if when his ending is like, it's going to be better. He's going to have more books to flesh it out. It's not going to be one book or maybe a book. It's probably going to be a whole book to beat the White Walkers, not an episode, but it's going to be the same thing. Like, Arya somehow beats him and Daenerys goes crazy and Jon Snow kills her and Bran becomes the king. These plot lines are going to be the same in the books, but how they get there, how they do it, and all that stuff is going to be completely different.
More fleshed out and shit.
More fleshed out, but that's how they typically do endings, where they catch up to the manga. The mangaka or the author or whatever might just say, hey, this is my outline for how it's going to end. Just run with it. And they do it.
And just to finish up the topic, they are rumoring that they're going to make a Jon Snow prequel. Are you watching that?
Wow, what's the point?
Not a prequel, sorry, a sequel series of Jon Snow.
That's just fan fiction. I would watch it just to have something to watch. Because I'm bored half the time watching shows. So I would watch it just to have something to watch, but I'm not expecting it to be good.
It's too bad, but I'm watching it.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just fanfic. That's fanfic. That's just straight. All of it is fanfic, like I was just talking about. But that really is just straight up fanfic. That really is just like, what's the point? He literally just went beyond the wall because he was like, well, that's my real home. That's the only home I have left. Boom.
No, he's there. Queen. Bran said he has to be at the wall. He is the whatever the fucking leader of the wall is. He's there for life.
I thought he went.
It was his punishment, remember? Because he killed Daenerys.
Yeah, I guess I see it. But like, what's the point? What is beyond the wall now? I thought the wildlings came to the wall and died. See what I'm saying? It's fanfic. They're just gonna invent some bullshit. There's just gonna be some random new threat that's just like some thugs, like some random rando bandits who are just like,
Game of Thrones, hey.
And then Jon Snow's like, we gotta kill the bandits, and then the season goes off. Like, that's stupid.
Unless they create some real shit where it's Game of Thrones and it's like niggas was like, oh, we gotta take out Bran, like he's too powerful or some shit. I don't know. Ah, fuck. Anyway, that's the
All right,
episode for today,
everyone.
baby.
That's the episode, man. We
Ladies
went
and
over a little
gentlemen.
bit, but ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls, hope you
today's
enjoy.
August 22nd, 2022's episode of Top Tier Podcast. Still some good topics. We got a bunch coming on Wednesday's episode. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And, yeah, man, we're gonna see you real soon.
All right, catch y'all later, baby. Peace.